Welcome back to another episode of Good Earners reviewing The Sopranos. Here on Good Earners, we like to talk about family, finessing, finances, and feelings in the world of Tony Soprano, bringing you a new perspective, a fly perspective, and a black perspective. We were gone last week, but we are back here as I spoke to last week, and we're glad to be here in this thing that we call podcasting. Spike Lou, Rich, how y'all fellas doing?
What it do, what the business is.
It's the word, brothers. Good seeing y'all, good talking to y'all. Looking forward to this episode. I thought of a couple cold opens this week, but they were just going to fly on the side of racism, so I decided not to go that way.
For what? For what? Oh, what are you going to do?
Why not now? Why not now?
Why not now?
So I will just say it is, when we take these weeks off, it is good to be back with not just with y'all, but with the whole Good Earners family, man. This whole community that we built.
Yeah.
I know people wait for this, which is beyond me. So shout out to y'all. We're looking forward to discussing another episode. And if I'm not mistaken, when we did a Back of the Big episode, Mo and myself, when we talked about the things that we were looking forward to for the rest of the series, we talked about episodes we were looking forward to. Mo, if I'm not mistaken, I believe this episode was one that was on your list. Sentimental Education was one that you were really looking forward to discussing.
Yes.
So I can't wait to hear your thoughts about it.
The highest one was Marco Polo.
Marco Polo was the highest. Yeah.
I could imagine why Mo likes this episode.
Oh my gosh! See, look,
it's some Mo moments. There's definitely some Mo moments.
That was cool. I'm about to hit you with a Spike Glue. So, anyways, let's get to
there's definitely some Mo moments in this episode.
Oh yeah.
I can't blame you. I can't blame you. There's some Mo. I can't.
Don't blame me. All right. So we got. Y'all bear with us for a moment. We're going to move through these briefly. I know y'all ready to hear our review. It's been a little bit of time, but we do like to acknowledge the supporters of ours. So I'm going to jump right into it. From Ike, Ikena, that has reached out to us before, hit us up and said, guys, it's Ike again. I'm listening to the latest pod on Adriana, obviously referring to our last episode. My God, she's not the smartest candle on the cake. Tony is far from innocent too, but there's a phrase/saying that I repeat a lot when I see scenes like this in movies. It can't go either way when thinking of people in relationships. It goes, Caesar's wife must be above suspicion. I don't know what that reference is. Y'all may know, but there's a little bit
to Caesar, like the Roman shit.
Okay, I figured it was that, but I didn't know the deeper. And then he says there's a short tale to explain the background, but nevertheless, Caesar divorced Pompeia, his wife, saying that my wife ought not even to be under suspicion. This gave rise to a proverb: Caesar's wife must be above suspicion, meaning that if one is romantically involved with a famous or prominent figure, one must avoid attracting negative attention to scrutiny. So far, Christopher, even having people question your woman or your relationship is just as bad, even if nothing happened. Of course, that's a quote of ours. Enjoy. P.S. One day you'll have to let us in on the Nigerian joke you guys keep making in the background. I think this individual's Nigerian. So y'all two more
so. Nigerian joke?
No, it's not even a joke. There was a moment.
It's been a thing since Carmela.
It's something I said when all right. So if you go back, I can't remember which episode it was. There was that Nigerian priest, and I'm assuming he's Nigerian. I'm not, and that's kind of where the whole joke comes from. But we didn't know. I think Mo said something about we had this priest. I don't know if he's Nigerian. Yeah. And I just said, all I said was shoot. And Mo's doing what he's doing now. He got weak because the way I responded to it was like, whatever. Like, sure. No, obviously, man. Shout out to my Nigerian brothers and sisters, man. Much love for y'all.
Spike was like, don't get me started.
I was going to say, I think, nigga, if he's Nigerian, we ain't got to let him in on the joke. He knows the joke. Like,
he really don't know the joke, bro.
Dude, like, if he ain't Nigerian, then he must be from somewhere else.
Nah, you can't do that. Come on, you can't do that. Give a nugget. Give a nugget. What are you referring to?
Hey, he got tears in his eyes. You funny, man.
Bro,
Nigerians know how they are, bro. I'll just say that.
Okay. Hey,
and all the rest of Africa.
Watch it. Hey, anybody watch Atlanta? Atlanta had an episode where they talked about Nigerians.
There we go. See, that's what we look.
I know, bro.
Reference that. Reference that.
I know a couple people from Africa. Nick, a homeboy Nick, he from Africa. I got another couple homeboys from Africa, and the Nigerian joke is standard across the continent of Africa. It ain't we ain't make this shit up. So if if Ike don't know what we talk about, he ain't Nigerian.
Yeah, there's a larger joke about Nigerians, and then there's the reference that I had when I just said sure. Like sure,
Ike, I don't know.
Ike, let us know if you're Nigerian or not. Ike.
Shout out to the whole diaspora.
Yeah,
shout out to the whole African diaspora.
Look, I don't know what they're referring to exactly, Ike, but
Ike do.
Hey, tell them tell them where they can find you. So if you were to hit them personally, just like, hey, what are you referring to? They can find you. I am Spike Lou.
What you mean by that? What you mean by that?
Yeah. You want to run that by me one more time?
I am Spike Lou.
But yeah, I am Spike Lou. He.
My answer. I'm gonna tell you right now. My answer gonna be like, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell him the same thing I just told you.
Y'all wild.
No.
Yeah, shout out to Ike.
I saw the email.
It's all jokes. It's all jokes.
Y'all crazy, man. Next one from a supporter of ours. It was just from YouTube from our last episode, Regular Around the Margins. They said this was one of my favorite episodes. Fire flame emoji by Humble Sinner. I'm not sure if they're saying our podcast or this episode as far as Irregular Around the Margins, but nonetheless, we'll take it as both. Yeah, a win's win, right? We'll take that. So shouts out to that supporter.
Did our home girl ever write back in?
Yes.
That we was questioning? Yes. Okay, good.
Yes.
I'm waiting to hear.
It's a joke. I was there. That's what I should have said to Ike. It's a joke. I was there. I was here.
I was right. That's crazy. From Instagram, Bricks V guy, we know he's been a day one supporter.
Oh my God.
Yeah. He follows Spike everywhere, so that's dope. He says, hey, I knew Spike was cold when he called AJ lame for not wanting to chill with his pops, but the Chris need to smack Adriana about IBS shit had me weak. I thought Spike is
nobody
a business, bro.
That, bro.
Spike
nobody
is a business. It's like Spike.
Know you got IBS,
bro. Spike, do you know you're on the microphone? Do you know this is out in the World Wide Web, bro? Like goodness.
Nobody should know that, bro.
Oh, Spike is.
I love the way Spike described it. He said it's not the fact that she has it. It's the why are you openly talking about it?
Why do people know?
That's what bothers me. It ain't the fact that you got it.
Bro,
that's cool. You can be in the house shitting on yourself, but don't let everybody know.
This is what Spike
said. I don't got it. Spike said, "I don't got to know this."
Yeah, this is what Spike is here for, man. Yeah, this is where he, that's where he flourishes. He kills that. Goodness gracious. Another supporter of ours. The subject is showing support. So Kayori Okapi, if I'm saying that correct, says, "What up, Mo? I just wanted to show love."
You knew I was gonna say it, Rich.
Y'all going back? Y'all going back to the? Oh man. Okay.
I was just gonna say maybe another.
I know y'all going.
That's all I was gonna say.
All right. It says, "What up, Mo? I just wanted to show love and support for the podcast. As someone who is a huge fan of and has worked with Dead in Hip Hop, really small degrees of separation here with Spike Lou being over there as well." He says, "I help in parentheses with the bracket videos. Hearing Spike was on a pod that talked about the Sopranos really sparked my interest. It's really dope how you guys bring the Black perspective to this series. Being 26 and Japanese American, let's go. Japanese American, stand up. Come on. Nice. Huh? Yeah. Nice. He says, I don't know anyone whom I can talk about the Sopranos with. No one in my circle even knows about this show. But it's cool to be able to connect with you guys because it really hits different hearing from fellow BIPOCs. Is that is that like a
what's the spelling? How's it spelled?
BIPOCS.
BIPOC.
BIPOCS. 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 I don't know. Maybe it's some kind of something was like, hey, we're not like white. Basically, I'm assuming something along those lines. Double back on this, Coyote.
Okay, then yeah, it's Black Indigenous people of color.
Nice.
That's what BIPOC stands for.
I love that. Like, and I'm shouts out to Matt. I'm gonna talk about him too, but I love how people, our black perspective is, and I'm moving on, but like our black perspective is sometimes it's so small. We don't realize how people identify with us just because they're not white either. Like we don't never look at it. We look at everybody differently, but like how they connect with us, that's amazing. But anyway, let me finish.
Yeah.
He says, Matt is
this guy's name is Matt?
No, this is Coyote.
Okay.
I'll speak to Matt. He's a strong supporter. He's been I'll speak to him in a moment. It shows that The Sopranos isn't just a white show and it has universal appeal. After watching 2 episodes of the show and listening to 2 episodes of the pod a day, I'm glad that I finally caught up to season 5. I'm excited to listen for the rest of the series and can't wait until you guys tear up Camelot, which is going to be the next episode, and join the club, which is season 6, episode 2, which obviously we know Spike has already spoke about a little bit. P.S. My stage name is pronounced Kayori Okapi. I think I said it right. Okay, so he says, I know most people have a hard time pronouncing that. Haha, much love. Shouts out to Kayori, man.
Shout out Kayori, man. We appreciate you. All the work you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Straight up, especially for dedicating time to catch up 2 episodes a day. And, we've seen, y'all heard us, man. We can go 2.5 hours, 3 hours.
Absolutely,
easy.
that's standard.
Yeah, that's a lot. So we appreciate you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Japanese American, come on, man. That's fire, man. This is global now, man. Dean Miller reaches out and says, light envelope. He says, listen to an old episode, ? Obviously, he's referring to the notification I put out there last week. He said they miss a payment and then they start acting like they're doing you a favor.
Doing you a favor.
If they're paying
That's
anything.
Good.
And
That's
then
good.
you got to spend all your time hounding them.
That's good.
I said, yo, this is so good. He says, podcast listeners, we gotta get our arms around this thing.
Hey, that's good,
we got to get our arms around this thing. Hope you all enjoy Father's Day weekend, bruv. Dean. Obviously, this is our bruv Dean, man. So, yo,
that's good.
That was so good. I laughed when I said
one of my favorite things about the Sopranos Reddit is it's like that. Like anytime somebody posts something, people start going in with quotes from shit.
Yes.
Like I love it.
Yes.
And you have to be like, you really got to be a fan of the show to know. And I get the joke. Like that was fire.
Bro.
Like that.
So yeah, that was good. Shout out to our bruv Dean, man. A YouTube comment. We're almost through here, listeners. Just bear with us. A YouTube comment from our last episode, Irregular Around the Margins, from Bisconabisco2234. If I got it wrong, you know who I'm referring to. Spike is speaking truth here. Very few are brave, and I guess brave and garbage. A lot of the writing, something about the writing of season 5 and 6. We I don't know, they kind of didn't write it clear. I'm sorry.
Mo, do you read these before?
Yeah, I do read these before. Like, and it's like, but I'm not gonna go back and try to translate it. Like,
just fucking with you. It be sounding like this is the first time you say.
Nah, I'll look at it briefly and keep it moving. But like, wasn't like put together. Basically, they're saying that Spike Lee was bold that you spoke to the writing in this episode. People are scared to like speak to like, hey, this wasn't good when we're talking Sopranos. So they acknowledge that like it's good that you spoke that, even though we did double back on it, like, hey, we now understand because of the Feach thing that this is why that happened. So shouts out to the YouTuber with the last 4 digits, 2234. Here's another one.
Oh, real quick before you go, I do have to give a sidebar. This wasn't an email or anything like that. Shout out to our dog Chris Falone.
Oh yeah, shout out to Chris. I got something to say about him too.
Chris follows me on my personal Instagram page. And for those who don't know, I recently moved to Cleveland. So I'm trying to get acclimated and try to find my new spots, and I made a post on my story, just about like who knows the best spots for sushi in Cleveland. I said, who knows the best spots for sushi in Cleveland? And of course, Chris Malone, without missing a beat. And I love this because this is my type of humor. I would have said it. He said, I thought you were a bacala man. What are you doing eating sushi? And I literally just got weak, man. That was an incredible comment. Shout out
He's
to him
really good, bro. Chris
Nah,
Malone.
that's incredible, man.
Shout out to Chris Malone.
Sushi.
He got a newborn on the way too. So man,
I need to find Chris on Instagram, man.
Yeah, Chris Malone, he's a funny dude, man. We're constantly in the chat together. Like he said, I think he's saying he's having a daughter, and he's been trying to name her like one of the names from like the women from Sopranos, and like I'm shooting. Nah, she ain't going. Like I'm shooting names. Like, have you tried Rosalie? Like like I'm like so I love it. Like this dude is so funny. I said, bro, you should have did stand up at the Bada Bing. He's really good.
I gotta follow him, man.
Yeah, that's like my dog.
Twitter name. I mean, that's
Chris Malone. Yeah, Chris Malone. Yeah,
and that's funny because my boy Pierre, man, like one of my best friends, my brother. He's such a Godfather fan. He wanted to name his firstborn Santino, and his wife was like, absolutely not. He was dead serious. He had been saying that since college. Like, my firstborn gonna be named Santino.
Dang, man, dreams crushed.
Yeah, keep going though, Mo. I know we got more, so I don't want to delay you.
Couple more and we're out of here. There was it's from our guy, I think Matt. Yes, Matt. I ain't gonna say his last name for if he doesn't want me to, but he's been a good friend of ours, so to speak. I've been going through some car trouble, and he's actually in the same state with me. He's in Florida. He doesn't stay that. It's a small degrees of separation. I'll tell you a little more about it off air. But Matt hit us up and he says, "Hey guys, trifling Filipino boy from DC. I love the pod. The perspective you provide is often profound. Great flow, great banter. I'm an artist. I have paintings of Paulie. I can sing you as a gift. Let me know." And I've been in conversation with him. I've actually talked to him on the phone, and he's got some work for us. So he wants to give us some paintings. All right, he got some paintings, and then I don't know which one of y'all. He's crazy. I don't know which one of y'all want the what is it from The Wire? Omar. But we'll work that out. Work out the technicalities. But he's been a good help of ours. So shouts out to Matt.
Leading with "I'm trifling" is crazy.
Yeah, like
I think that's his name. Like trifling for that's why I started getting weak because I love the stage names of the comedy.
I ain't mad at it.
He was an interesting dude. Man. A little sidebar. He told me that he had found out he's actually biracial. He's also Italian too. So that reference. There's a lot of deeper reference there, but I'll hold that for the show because I'm not gonna share that information that we talked about on the phone. And last but not least, we were asking about Ashley, and we were trying to figure out, well, is she white? Is she black? We kind of go back and forth.
I'm so glad she responded.
Yes, I did, and I hit it on the nose. I said I think she's a mixed queen, and she hit us and she said, "Hey, it's Amanda Schumann. I listened to the last week's podcast today and died laughing. I'm not offended. It was hilarious. That is my married name, and I am mixed. Not some random white lady. I'm a black woman who loves the Sopranos." Man, shouts out to Ashley, bro.
Shout out to Ashley, man.
Oh, man. That was beautiful. I thought that was so great, and I love that people are not sensitive when they get here. So, shouts out to Ashley, man.
Who had the over under on her being white? Like, who thought she was white? Who thought she was black?
You definitely had.
1,000% thought it was white.
Yeah, both was like I think she mixed. So
you did, man.
I didn't even know, but that's funny. That's funny. But shouts out to
shout out to her, man. Nah, for real, man. We I don't know, for some reason I always I appreciate everybody who takes time to listen to us, to comment. But there's something about the women listeners who like kind of reach out to us. Go ahead.
So now I have another question for Ashley. That being her married name, is her husband white or black?
Oh, that's a good question.
And hold on, I got another question too, Brad.
Okay, look.
I got another question. Which parent is white and which parent is black?
That's that too. That's what I want to know too. Two more questions. Just please bear with us.
And that ain't even nothing. Listen, for real, that's not even anything that we need to read on the show. That's just me being curious.
Just a sidebar.
That ain't even nothing. Yeah, we ain't gonna try to put all our business out there. But yeah, man, shout out to her. Now we infatuated.
Yeah,
thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank y'all all. And if y'all want to reach out to us, man, we'll read your stuff online, man, on air. Goodearnerpod@gmail.com or Good Earner Pod _Sopranos on Instagram. Like, this is what we do every week. So thank y'all for tuning in. But nonetheless, we are here to review this episode. Spike Lou, what episode are we reviewing today, man?
This is season 5, episode 6, entitled Sentimental Education. Mo Rich in its episode, Tony B has an up and down streak of luck. AJ and Tony's living arrangements run this course, and Carmela gets her groove back. This is season 5, episode 6, Sentimental Education.
Y'all see what we missed out on last week? Man, that would have been an epic synopsis last week, but it is what it is.
Yeah, that exactly.
Yeah, well, that's my fault, man.
Carmela getting her groove back is nuts.
Yeah, that's great. I need to make a. Now I got to make a meme. I'm definitely making a meme. Thank you, Spike. That's perfect. Y'all see it this week. But we jump into the first scene, man. Scene 1, we go into Blundetto. He gets robbed.
Boy, you could tell Tony B ain't had the makings of a varsity athlete, the way he tripping over his own feet, chasing that truck, man.
I got a lot of things to say on Tony B this episode, so we'll get there. But like, what did y'all think about this opening scene? Tony B gets robbed and he tries to run, he falls and skids his knee, and then eventually he goes back to, his place of business that he works at, the laundry spot or whatever. What did y'all gather from this whole thing?
Not going too deep into the rest of the stuff from the episode, but just addressing this scene. Tony B is like that homeboy that you got that's always got something going on. You're like, bro, what is it? You? like it's always something. Like your car got stole, you got robbed at McDonald's. Like, bro, what's up? Like, is it the energy that you're putting out in the world? And I got a lot of that from Tony B this episode, including the robbery. Like, who in the hell robs a laundry truck?
Mm-hmm.
And why? It's dirty clothes, bro. It ain't no money in there. It ain't nothing in there.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of this got to do with Tony B versus this. It's
even later in the episode when Kim talks about he thought it might be his brother who got another shop or whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's even like, there's multiple drivers that work for him. What are the odds of you being the one that your shit robbed and all your stuff going? Like, it just, Spike, what you said is true, man. There are certain people that you just feel like, yo, you just have a dark cloud follow you around. You had to go to jail for some shit. Tony got lucky on it. You coming out, you getting robbed, like you can't acclimate back to the life. Like, bro, you just having a rough go at it. And even Kim, when he goes back in, like, why you fuck me like this? And he's like, bro, you think I tried to do this? I got Neosporin on my leg. I've been talking to the cops for an hour. And then Kim, first he called him Blundino. Didn't even call him by his right name. And I love one of the funniest moments to me. This nigga said, just so you know, open that drawer just to show him the strap. Like, nigga, I will shoot you. But if it wasn't for Tony Soprano, you wouldn't even be working here. Tony B is on some, man, fuck this. Like, I don't have time for none of this.
Kim gotta stop. Like,
Kim
stop.
Chill, bro. Kim would got slapped the fuck up.
Bro, you would get murked so quickly. Like, don't even think you could threat. If I even go back and tell Tony this, that's your freaking head, bro. I can replace you easily. Like, that nigga bugging. But again, y'all gonna hear a lot of this, and I'm sorry, I can't shake it when I say this. And this is not it's not on the actor. It's the casting. I can't believe David Chase did this. But I'll speak more to it. It's like, why?
For Tony B?
Why? Yes. Like, why? This is supposed to be the guy that was on his way to being a made guy. Like, he was like one of them dudes, like, oh, he was making his bones. He was right there with Tony. But yet he's so comical. Like, nigga, you're a clown to me. Like, you get all mad and start running, you fall and skid your knee. Like, bro, you didn't hop over no hurdles, no fences, nothing. You're in the open street. Ain't no kids, no cars coming your way. You're in the open street getting a full sprint and you fall over what? Your own feet? Nigga, you're a clown.
There are some non-athletic people in this world. There are just people who aren't athletic. It's funny.
I get that.
Too, you talking about a nigga that just did time though, bro. Like, he wasn't in there working out.
You wasn't in the yard though.
Nah. Do we look like he was in the yard?
Look at him.
I mean, he ain't fat.
He was in there you're getting fat. Like, you've been away for a while. Like, King of the Child, King of New York, you're fat. You guys were eating while I was gone.
Flabby and sick.
You guys were eating while I was gone.
I am on the opposite side of this from you, Mo. I think this was brilliant in the sense of them casting him and the jail shit just wearing on him. We don't get to see the Tony B that was on the rise. We see the nigga that's on the downfall, as we see throughout this episode. Like, I can't wait till we get to the money part of it, the free gift that this nigga got and what he did with it. But it speaks to even him falling on his face chasing after this van. He not that dude no more. Like, it's very evident every time we give it. And I think David Chase did a wonderful job with this character in saying, I'm going to give you the information, that little small tidbit that he was on the rise and one of the top gangsters on his news clip. But then when you see him, you don't see any of that. Ain't none of that prevalent.
See, but that's the
problem.
I
think that added to the character for me.
That takes away from the character for me, though, because I need to believe you were that first so I can see why you're washed.
But again, remember where we are. Remember what this show is about.
Yeah, we're in at
the end of times.
Yeah.
This is the end of this nigga.
But look, how many people
got out of jail thinking that he could, I'm going to straighten it up and do massage shit. Right. Nigga, no, that's not going to work. Your thought process should have been, I'm getting out, I'm running it up, I'm washed. I can do everything that I can to make some money for my kids and my new wife or whatever it may be. But he still wasn't able to see that. And there was a scene that I speak to when they talk about it. Like, he was washed. He's a washed dude.
But that part is believable. But like, they never took the time to get me to a point that, I can see, he was, because he ain't the only person.
You said the picture showed you though.
Okay,
that's all they needed.
That's not all they needed.
When you said we look
at Phil Leotardo, we're not having that same conversation. We believe, that nigga was really there. Even the other dudes
washed, though. Phil not washed. Tony's washed. Phil was in he's still a gangster.
Okay, I got you. I understand even washed, like, prison wore down on you. Like, I don't know if I even really want to be. I don't even want to be down for real. I got that. I just there's these moments, like even on one of the previous episodes where Tony, like, hey man, stop making jokes about me, stop calling me fat, stop playing with me, and he's like, man, you crowded me. That was supposed to be a moment where it's like, this is Big Cousin kind of like stepping in, like, hey, I know where we at, but fall back. And it wasn't believable. Then there's that moment where they threaten the doctor to come in the car with them talking to Chris, and he's smoking a cigarette. He's like, yeah, a lot of things can happen, like broken knees and this and that. Again, the threat, it didn't feel like that. So there's nothing ever feels like before he was this. You're right. The wash element makes perfect sense. Casting from that standpoint, exactly. But to me, it's like I don't get both dynamics. And when you got a cast like we have here, we believe Carmela was a certain way in her 20s when her and Tony got together without seeing it. With Tony B, it never feels like that. So I echo a little bit more of that, and I know we'll get more because I know you got more to lay out when we get to a later scene. But man.
Interesting. That's interesting. Mildly interesting.
All right. So we go to the next scene. We get Tony and AJ.
Hey, Spike bought thinking.
That will work with somebody else. So we get Tony and AJ. Tony's eating a bowl of cereal, pretty much saying, hey, yo, look, you need some stuff around here. We can go shopping, get it taken care of. You can go out, get it. I'll reimburse you, look out for you, whatever it is. And they get into this like back and forth thing of, what was it? Him being on the phone all the time. And he was like, it's better than you coming home drunk every night. And then Tony immediately gets on mad petty energy. What did y'all think about this?
Petty. It wasn't.
It was
no. He's right though. No, he's right though. No, well deserved.
It was well.
Petty.
He should have got a smack. He should have got a smack.
Shout out to my nigga Bronx Tale Sonny, man. Should have got him right. He a smack.
He should have got a smack.
He really should have.
So first and foremost, it's just very fitting that AJ has a shirt on that says trash. I know it's an acronym, but it's just fitting for him because that's just a trash ass character.
Facts.
I love this scene because it shows that Tony is not used to being the homemaker. He's not used to these type of things. Like, I don't know what type of cereal you like. I don't know what kind of juice you drink. I think, why don't you go to the store and I'll just give you the money back? That's
16. Go get that shit.
16, yeah. And because I love the fact that Tony, while he's eating, he didn't know that he had that cereal that AJ likes. midway through the bowl, he offers AJ, here, take it. Nigga, I'm not about to eat your half-eaten bowl of cereal.
That is crazy.
Soggy,
like,
this shit soggy now.
Slippery,
shit,
milk
man.
falling off your lip. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, and you know, Tony tells him, like, to your point, Mo, like, you spend most of your time on the phone or on the couch perfecting that picture look on your face. And AJ said, well, if we add in coming home drunk, it sounds like you.
Just like you.
And of course, there's a certain moment where all teens get to this point. I had this with my pops once. I'll never forget it. It was the basement at the crib. Like, just that moment where I'm not little, like, I'm too old to be whooped. But I also I can't fight you, like I can't whoop you like physically.
Yeah.
And you had that moment. I never forget. Me and my pops that got into it. There was a moment, and he looked at me like, "What's up?
Oh,
like,
we doing this?
What you want to do?" Like, and I'm just sitting there mad as hell. Too. Yeah, because I'm mad as hell. Like I can't do nothing, but bro, like I promise you, like I'm like AJ, man. Like one day, I promise. Like, what's wrong with today?
What's wrong with right
I'm
now?
I'm big dog around here.
Yeah. What's wrong with right now?
Yeah. Yoke that nigga up. AJ couldn't do shit. Tony just had fun with him because he know like you can't do nothing. I'm not threatened by you. And then even more petty, you took his cereal and the way he dumped it out.
Oh, that shit out.
He could have just threw it in the sink. He lifted it up and then watched him pour the shit out. Like that's like Tony's disgusted. He's watching him eat. Like first of all, you just insulted me, and then you're gonna sit back down, eat the cereal like you ain't do shit. Nah, man, fuck you.
Nah.
No rice. No ribs, no champagne,
no
romaine,
no nothing. Yeah,
you get nothing.
And I think that was a good life lesson for AJ. Like, bro, this life ain't about that. And AJ never really processed that. Like, you can't just do whatever the fuck you want to, be some spoiled little child. We have this interaction. You think, oh, I'm just gonna sit down and eat my cereal. That ain't the world we live in, bro. There's consequences that's gonna happen. You lucky I ain't kick your ass all up and down in the backyard. So I'm just pointing out your cereal to let you know that there's consequences, and it could have been worse.
Yeah, like stop playing, bro. I've murdered people. Like
yeah.
you don't understand.
And you know this about me. Y'all know what I do, bro. Like why are we playing about this?
You got an idea. You got enough of an idea to know. Don't play around. Don't play around with me, bro. And like just like
one of these days. One of these days, what?
Talk about I'll kick your ass. Like bro.
Hey man, he look. Hey. In another household, AJ would have got his ass kicked.
In another, I like how you worded that. I like the way you worded
household.
that. Yes, in a different household.
Yeah, maybe in a different household, it would have been an ass.
Yes,
different household,
different shades of gray.
I don't know how old you are. Yeah,
different shades of black.
Hey, he would have heard 2 words. Proof.
Yeah, do it. Do that shit. Something.
Bro, when they say when we got high, when they go low, we go high, nigga. I'm going to the basement.
To the ground,
oh yeah, I'm here for everything, nigga. And we'll deal with everything after, bro. Let me not go there. But yeah, I like the way Spike said. In another household, this plays differently.
A lot differently. Fuck your little cereal. Your little cereal would have been sitting there when we got done.
The last thing.
It would have been there. It would have been there. Like I ain't even point out the cereal. We finna go outside.
Oh yeah. The cereal. That cereal been outside, bro. That been soggy.
Yeah. And I'm gonna make you eat it.
Yeah. Now go there. Now go sit down and eat your food.
Lip. Yeah. Now eat the food. Don't waste it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like stop playing with me, bro.
Like I'm trying to talk to you, and you. Let me tell you something. I'm a parent, bro. Don't listen to me. Understand the dynamics. We are never on the type of time where you can address me on what I'm doing. You ain't earned your stripes. You ain't mature. You ain't lived enough life to ever address me on I'm coming home drunk. I don't give a damn if I'm coming home drunk. You ain't lived enough life to address where I'm coming from. Shut your mouth.
You don't pay no bills.
You don't pay no bills. Keep your mouth shut. You can feel it, but don't ever speak it out loud, and definitely don't speak it to me. Like you ain't earned enough stripes in life. Don't ever come to me. I'm your father, bro. You bugging. Like, bro, I love this scene from Tony. I wish he would have kept AJ in his house.
This is one of my favorite scenes.
I wish he would have kept AJ in his house. I wanted more of this. Goodness gracious. We go to the next scene. Carmela. She's trying to find a fit.
Moments. Ain't nothing to be ashamed about, my brother.
Carmela gets dressed.
Carmela ain't serving up like this the entire series.
Carmela, look, I'm not gonna bite the bait. Nope.
I'll do it for you.
Point it out.
Nope.
I'll do it out, Rich.
look. See, I'm not gonna do it.
Is going.
All right, there we go. So then we in it. So Carmela gets dressed. She finally pulls up to on Wegler, and this is the fit that she comes out. She has a beige blazer with like I don't even know what you call it, like this super V-neck.
Titties is out a little bit.
See, there it is. There's the bar. Yeah, there's that bar you was talking about a little bit. That got a slant. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, shit, slant. Let me say this real quick before you finish your description. I will say this. All I think about when I watch this scene now, I think about being a classmate of AJ's and how much I would fuck with AJ if I was just in the office.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, your mom always looked like that. She always dressed like that. She was saying look nice. AJ would have gotten a fight that day. I would have been egging him on. Mama cold, bro.
Yeah. See, that's a sensitive subject for me. I got one of those moms.
No,
I got one of those moms. I've heard those jokes. There's been some. Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's funny.
Your mom was a freak.
Spike said, "Hey, what's that other shit we talked about in Bad Boys Boat?" He was like, "Yeah, man. See, today ain't that type of day. Leave me the fuck alone." Nah, damn the jokes.
Yeah, damn the jokes.
Damn the jokes.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, I ain't got to be played with like this.
Brother Kevin Hart, I got a lot on my mind. I got a lot to do today. Like, look, just leave me alone.
Carmella came to the school like that. She should be ashamed of herself.
But like, let me ask though, like,
if you meeting Wegler for the dinner, that's cool. But you coming to the school where your son go?
But
like,
is this thirsty?
Of
Yes.
course.
Okay, I was trying to figure this. I'm like, is this thirsty or is you trying to really be sexy? Like, I didn't.
Nah, this whole storyline is thirsty.
Okay.
Wegler called out correctly later on in the episode. We'll get to that, but yeah. All this is thirsty.
But okay. So there's so what stood out to y'all? I got a few things that stood out to me, but I want to see what y'all thought about this interaction between Wegler.
The fact that none of like Carmella maybe, but Wegler, you don't really give a fuck about AJ schooling. Like AJ's just another bum ass student at your school. He gonna figure it out. Like I think there's a certain point, and I'm not an educator, and I've never been in the education system. Mo, I know you have, but I'm sure there is a even like watching season 4 of The Wire. There is a certain system, like this is a business, like in a sense. Like, our job is to get them in, get them out. Like I can't. You see the teachers who are very invested in their students and their learning. They're the ones that kind of get chastised the most. Like, bro, we ain't here for that. You can't take every individual student as your own hero project to make it like that. So with the type of school that he's at, and Wegler even said it, all our students matriculate.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he gonna be cool. He gonna figure it out. This is more so for Wegler being like, I'm just trying to see you. Like that's why he broke the ice. Said I got to keep it real. It did take me however long to figure out what I was wearing today. And Carmella said the same thing. This is for me to see you. This is the formality of it because they weren't comfortable yet. Everybody knows how it is when you got your eye on someone and you don't really know if there's a line you can cross yet. So I'm gonna do the business. I'm gonna find a reason to come to your office. I'm gonna find a reason to hit you up. It's gonna be all business until I get the green light. Like, okay, then I can take it there now. Now, I don't really give a fuck, man. You ain't about to hear me call you in about AJ shit. I'm calling you in to see what's up with them Chiefs.
Fuck about AJ.
Yeah. And that's what it's gonna turn into. So all of this was just, it was real nasty work. It's almost like everybody makes the jokes about the youth football coach. Yeah, your son could start, like, you got the fire mama, your son. Like, that's what this was.
Coaches, oh man.
Don't
get me started.
Brother.
Oh man, the youth, the young. Anyway,
I've been through that. Nasty work by both of them. I ain't gonna
nasty work. Yeah, you ain't got to do that, and it wouldn't have been as nasty if it wasn't at the school. The fact that it was at the school is what makes it nasty.
This Carmella comfort zone too.
This is what she operated. This is her bag.
Yeah, her like being above board, like kind of like if it's something else or is this or is it that, she always does it like. Anyway, go ahead, Spike. I know you about to get into it.
No, you were telling me.
So like with Vic, with the painter, like, oh, let me invite you. Oh, you got to paint this. Yeah, I want to get these walls done. Or Furio, hey, I was reading some real estate stuff. She loves to deal in that. What she believes is subtlety.
Oh, this movie is great. The priest,
exactly,
with the priest.
Exactly. Yep. So she loves to deal in what she believes is subtlety. As far as
was it Icarus that flew too close to the sun?
I'm not familiar.
Yeah, like what? If anybody knows that story, like that's Carmella. She likes to fly too close to the sun.
She do.
She wants to just be enough comfortable to where she can still hold off blame, even though she invited all the bullshit.
What happened? I didn't know that.
Like those are the worst people. Those are the people I dislike them.
She is. I told y'all earlier. If y'all go back to older episodes, I said Carmella is one of those people that is waiting for an on purpose accident. That is Carmella.
That's a good way to put it.
That is her. But what was you gonna say, Spike? I was just kind of getting in that space. But what was you gonna say about it?
I was just gonna say you blame both of them for this. Like, this is not him being overly disgusting. Like, he initiated. I will say that, and then she just was better at it, and we'll get to that later in the episode.
Oh man,
and he tried to get pissed off about it, but he initiated this disgustingness. Like, you the one that brought this to the table and was able to let her do this to you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so don't call her out on it and act like you just so surprised when we got this meeting right here and you being a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like, I've experienced this. Like, teachers like, your mama fine. Like, let me, he ain't been acting. Like, come visit and like let's have a parent teacher conference. Like, I've seen this before. I know how niggas like him operate. So yeah, this not.
Forrest Gump, man. Your mama sure do care about your schooling. Yeah, man.
Hey,
this shit been here as long as time, man.
That Forrest Gump is crazy of a reference, bro. Damn.
Trust me, I didn't come into today's episode thinking I pull a Forrest Gump.
That's a great pull, boy.
Yeah, that's rich.
Yeah.
Few things that stood out with me. She said he spent almost the whole entire afternoon at the library. Like, that's just a crazy thing to say. Wegler knew that AJ didn't have a chance, but he was stringing it along. That's something else that stood out. And then this part that really stood out for me.
And you know he cheated.
Bruh. Karn played this all wrong here. As far as, because she's doing this thing where this is where Sopranos' genius in writing is, because you can't really fully come to a conclusion until like it's established. She's doing this thing where she said she talks about the book, and she says that book was way over my head. Why would you be interested in someone like me? Maybe she wants to be sure of the interest. I just like she's doing this weird thing where it's like you're putting yourself at some level where it's like, oh, why would you even be interested? Why would you even care? Why would you? So it's like, you know how you have a person in your class where they're really skilled at something, like in your art class, they can really draw, but then they downplay everything like, this looks ugly, this looks bad, this looks terrible. And you know damn well it looks like really good. Huh?
It's like me and podcast.
Oh, that's a fact. That's big facts. I'm like, stop. I'm looking at you like, bro, are you serious? 100 episodes later, you serious? Nah. But and then lastly, she just says like, I'm a big mouth, and she turns it in even more. I'm a big mouth. I can see how that would attract a man like you. And Wegler really ain't even on that type of time. Like he want to get the draws, but like she's just doing this weird downplaying thing because she needs to feel this confidence built in her from a man's attraction to her. It feels like, I don't know. It was just this weird thing she was doing.
She did it with Tony, right? Like Tony never gives her this type of attention. Wegler is giving her the type of attention that, like, I feel sexy. I feel like a woman.
Yeah.
I can play these notes that women play in normal courting of like relationships or sexual. And like she's doing that to a T.
Okay.
So
there was one thing she was like, I'm not really worried about it. He was like, what is Tony gonna do? He's gonna break my legs to his son's teacher, and I said, bro,
I ain't worried about my life,
bro.
Bro,
I said he really don't know how Tony get down. You remember when he was getting that house last season, the finale, where like, he said, you misunderstand me. Remember he had that phone call with Alan. He told, oh, you misunderstand me. You must think I'm a thug. And that nigga made his life miserable playing that speaker on the boat. So it's like Wegler don't even understand. Like, oh no, Tony won't even break your legs. He just gonna make your life miserable. Like you misunderstand me completely.
He would have killed him. If he knew what happened, he would have killed him.
And it goes back to
he probably had to hire
Tony. If Tony knew what happened with this, he would have killed him.
He had to hire somebody.
It goes back.
I don't know how it would have happened, but he would have killed him.
It goes back to something I was saying earlier in a different recording. Shout out to We Got Y'all. Shout out to Ray P. We were talking about the shy, but there's just something to say about, as a man, stepping out. If you step out on me, that's one thing. Let that nigga you step out on with be a weirdo and a lame. That alone is your death sentence. Like, I'm just gonna get rid of you just because I don't like the type of person. I can't believe that she stepped out on a nigga like you.
I don't even want it existing in the world that this happened between you and my girl.
Yeah, so and that's what Tony's thing would be. And obviously, and to in all fairness, it wouldn't matter who it was. Like, you got to think, the only time we see Tony really get racist against Italians is when he talks about Furio. He calls him an immigrant. You know what I mean? Even though he was working for him. Like, so that just lets you know, if you messing with my wife, I got smoke for you, regardless of who you are.
For sure.
But you, like, you not even, Furio might be able to understand. You pulling my girl. You pull my wife?
Yeah. This
like,
dude who I think is gay?
Yeah. Like, that's just insult to injury.
No way.
You ain't so it's all about who it is. Like, you ain't got the credentials to pull Carmelo.
There's a lot of things I can say. When we do if and when hopefully we do a character analysis, there's a Carmela analysis I would really like to dive into, but that's not for this episode. We get to the next scene, we go right into a laughter of the family dinner. Anything I want to add to this scene? I know we see Blundetto studying. Chris comes with his sobriety class quotes. Anything I want to add to this scene?
I like Chris in this episode. Just his fake positive affirmations. I'm not gonna say fake, he believes them, but like just Chris being Chris from where we just saw him with Adriana and everything that happened, to really just kind of looking at things from the brighter side, telling him to keep it up and all that. Like, I thought that was pretty dope. But obviously Tony being a light, bro, I'm serious about this. While y'all are in here playing Mob Family, like, I'm not a part of that. I've chosen to separate myself from that. And I got to do what I got to do in order to reach the goals that I set for myself. That means I can't sit down for family dinner because I'm remaking my flashcards because they got stolen, which I wouldn't even be in that situation if I just said, okay, Tony, go ahead and put me on.
You know
what I mean? Teach me the motherfucking game, Ghost. Like, if I'd have just been on that, then I wouldn't have to worry about nothing. So it was just one of those moments. Like, you see Tony really on his grind to be a masseuse. And what goes into it. Chris even said, Tony makes it sound like it's some kind of like gym class test or something. Nah, nigga. Like, I'm damn near putting myself through med school.
Yeah.
I love Chris's maturity here. Like you said, the growth of his character, Rich, like just him being able to commend Tony for what he's doing, not making fun of him like the rest of the guys are. And also, I don't even know if I would call it advice, but just being able to relate to him. Like, yeah, the 12 step, this is like, so I love this is one of the moments that's very subtle in Christopher's character growth. I really like that. That's what the biggest thing that I've seen say.
And to your point, Spike, he can relate because I can't do everything the rest of the guys do. I too have to separate myself during certain moments, so I know what it's like to kind of be alone.
Exactly. Yeah. Now I can be the one that's coming in here telling you, oh, this is dope or whatever it may be. So yes, I really like how that tied in.
Yeah, it's and Chris, we remember like Chris wanted to try to like be an actor, you know what I mean, or like let people do a biopic on his life. He play himself. Like, he really always had dreams to do something outside of the mob, and then eventually he just narrowed down his selection to say, okay, this is what I'm about. Based on a few factors or whatever from the earlier seasons with his father as well. But like, so I think there's something that he looks at. This is my cousin, and my cousin is. It ain't said, but like my cousin's stronger than me because he's leaning into this thing that's not a part of our thing. And he's for real with it. All of us is at the table laughing, but this nigga's really trying to like do something else that's not nowhere near the mob. And I think he respects it. And, there's a later episode that I feel like ties into it. But like, yeah, I do like that. And I agree with both of y'all. I think this is a little nugget, a little seed that's sown for like the later Christopher we get season 6, that we've always hoped for. So, but yeah, it's funny in comparison to the previous episode. We go to Vesuvio's and
what a scene right here.
Carmela and Father Phil, they're eating dinner. And she pretty much put him on game. Says like, hey, I met a guy, I think he's wonderful. He's kind of like you. Not gay.
Not
but like
yeah, the crazy thing, I thought he was gay. He
remind me of you. Don't ever. Don't ever.
You want to talk about a disrespectful comment to say to a nigga?
I can't recover.
Here's the brilliance of Carmela. She knew what she was doing. She tried to act like she didn't, but she knew what that she was doing when she said that.
Bro,
like, ain't no woman gonna say that to you.
I don't know.
Man, shout out to our listeners, part of the LGBTQ plus community and all that. So we're not making fun of that, but there is something to be said. If you are a heterosexual,
if you're not
that, the person I'm talking to knows that I'm heterosexual.
Yes,
and you describe somebody saying, "Oh, I thought he." The crazy thing is, I thought he was gay. Matter of fact, he reminded me of you.
Yes.
What,
bro? If you're one thing and people say you're a whole different thing, that will never register. So that's why we're laughing about it. It's like
that's the thing that's funny, Mo, because it don't gotta be that. It could be. Gay. I thought he was a weirdo. I always thought he was a weirdo. He reminded me of you. I thought he was lame. He reminded me of you.
Yeah, I thought he was a sucker. He reminded me of you. Like, you know.
Yeah, so, anything you put in there that's like demeaning.
That's not you.
Let me ask y'all this. I have a question for you. And it's on brand for Carmela's character, but did anyone find it a little bit surprising that she even talked to Father Phil about this? Like, over this type of setting? Like, to bring up the fact that I think I met someone. Because you know what his reactions were. So are you looking for permission? What was Carmela's goal in all of this? Because she could have just kept it at confession and called it a day. When she brought this up, it's almost like she was looking to call him.
She had to call him and be like, "Hey, let's have dinner at Silvio's."
Because he said this was a pleasant surprise.
About something, right? I want to talk to you about something, and then the conversation is, I'm thinking about having an affair with some dude outside of Tony. So that's a really good question. I'm not sure. I think it adds to later what we will discover the professor thinking about Carmela. I think that she's a very calculated person, but they try to make it seem like that's not what she's doing. But if you're paying attention to it, you're a Sopranos fan, you watch this 3-4 times like all of us have, you see that this is all a part of the plan. Like, she's trying to make herself feel better here by saying, "Oh, well, I had a conversation with my priest and I did this and I did the informal and the formal thing, as we'll see later, and I still couldn't come to a conclusion of what I needed to do."
Yeah, it felt like a Rosalie conversation.
I think it's very calculated. It's very calculated, and I think she meant to do it just to be able to absolve herself of any actions that she may take.
Just to say that she did. Like, I did speak to him. He didn't give me the green light, but at least I went to him in concern. And I'm being one thing about Catholicism that I know, I'm not a Catholic, but I know people take being a good Catholic very seriously.
Facts. I went to him as a friend first. We had dinner. I didn't really get any clear things from it. I went on and done what I thought I wasn't supposed to do. Then I went to confession. So I think she's just trying to check the boxes to make herself not look like the bad person here. However, she is.
It's just a challenge with Carmela because they do this thing where Carmela, I'm not gonna say she's just like this high level manipulative or intelligent. Like, the thing is, Carmela has intentionality, but we have to really dig through the crates to figure out when the intentionality is happening, when she's like orchestrating something, because she's not doing it with everything, but we got to figure out when she is and when she isn't. And that's the brilliance of the writing, obviously, because I don't think Carmela's just this, this secret, like, oh, I can make these things, because if she could, she would have did it years ago. So it's hard. But in this moment, I think she was just trying to ease her guilt. In other words, this is her. We've all been here, relatable content, right? We've been here where we thought we were good. We're doing something. We're setting up a play. We ain't had a conversation with nobody. We feel like it's good. We checked off in our mind, oh, this shouldn't make nobody mad. This shouldn't, that. And then you have the conversation with the individual. And then when the individual hits you with something like, this is why that's not a good idea, and then they actually have valid points, then it's like, bro, I don't even want to hear what you're saying. Like, you don't even want to hear it. So it's an interesting thing, but it's just funny to me, the fact that Father Phil says, hey, we should bring Tony into this. And it's like, that's wild, considering the fact that you were drunk a few years ago, eating his food, watching his movies, and with his wife, and practicing communion in front of the fireplace.
Yeah, while Carmela's on her knees with overly sexual
hands on your knees.
Over sexual
Let that shawty breathe.
postures and all that stuff. Yeah, man. That's Father Phil. Listen, I want to say,
yeah,
I want to call Father Phil a few names, but I'm hesitating because I know he's fictional, but he is a bad guy.
But a lot of things you can say right now.
Yeah, man. But I want to call him a BAN because that's what he's
Oh
acting
man,
like.
yes, definitely.
Yeah.
How petty was it? A nigga brought out, was it the pepper or was it the Parmesan? Brought out the pepper.
Yeah,
okay.
Pepper.
Bro, brought the pepper out and just shut the whole conversation down. I'm gonna let this man ride out on dropping the pepper on this because I don't want to talk to you for real. Like he is so petty.
Father Phil said, perhaps that's your sin talk.
Right. Father Phil is wild.
We should bring Tony in on this conversation.
Like he's so I don't. Father Phil is just one of those characters. If we ever do analysis, I don't understand his angle. Like he's so confusing.
His angle is that he wants to do the worldly things, but he's taking an oath. If I'm not mistaken, once again, not all the way familiar with Catholicism, but priests can't have sex, right? They can't get married and have sex.
Yeah, I think you have to.
Isn't that like a vow or they take? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So he does all these overtly sexual things with all these women. Mm-hmm. Carmela even called him out on it seasons past.
Yeah,
like,
right.
I think you get off on the sexual tension that you create. Mm-hmm. And knowing that you can't really partake on it, because part of Father Phil, in my opinion, wishes that he was Mr. Weber. Like I'd have knocked you out the park if that was the case. Like I'd have hit, but I can't. And now I'm sorry because now you're bringing it to me with somebody else. It's almost like if you cool with somebody like a woman and for some reason you can't get with her, like we cool enough to where you might be able to talk to me about other dudes, but I want to hit. Yeah. So now I'm the biggest hater.
I'm the biggest hater, nigga.
Yeah, let's bring your hey. How nasty is it to say let's bring your husband into this conversation?
You know how dirty he is.
And go ahead. How as far as Carmela being, she's a stealth cat, man. Her saying, "Well, damn, I feel like there's some type of animosity here. Like, why you acting? Why did you respond that way?" Like, she is really good in what she's doing as far as I'm absolving myself of any type of.
That's what I'm doing. There we go.
She is really fucking good at that because, he did. We did pick up on it as an audience. Like, he seems kind of salty, but for her to call him out on it and be able to stand on that and know that you're no longer a credible source because now you feeling a certain type of way because you wanted to fuck me too.
She's the queen of throwing her.
That was cold by her, bro.
She's the queen. She's the queen of throwing a stone and hiding her hand.
Yes.
And playing dumb. Like, what? I can't believe. What are you talking about?
There might be some subtle like, yo, I really want to flex on you for real because you could have got this. That might be a hot take, but still.
What's your full circle moment?
That was her rubbing it in his face.
Because where's Rosalie? Like that's why I was like.
That's why I said earlier, full circle moment. This feels like a Rosalie conversation, and that's why I asked the question to both of y'all. Bruh. Why do you think she brought this to Father Phil? Because it doesn't make sense.
It don't. Like you want him to know that I'm hot out here. I'm hot. It's hot girl summer right now. Like me and Tony, we separated. It's hot girl summer. Like I'm letting you know, hey, you ate the ziti, but you didn't want to do nothing else. It's hot girl summer.
Carmela said, city going up, it's a must we outside.
Bro.
Carmela said, I'm outside.
I'm flexing in your face. Like, why are you doing this, bro? And she wild, man. Like,
does she have on the same outfit that she had on?
She does, but it looked like she kind of closed up a little bit. Covered up the kitties, you know what I'm saying?
She changed the bra, push her bra, and I don't know more.
Yeah, you had to cover that up. You know what I'm saying? So she's wild, man. Carmela, man, one of the greatest women lead characters, man. Straight up.
Father Phil, I don't care. Like,
Father Phil is all these actors do a great job because they know how to push your buttons.
Expression acting, man. The expression acting on this show is phenomenal.
Yeah. That's why my issue is what it is with the casting of Blundetto. But speaking of Blundetto, we go to the next team. Blundetto and Kim at the cleaners. Kim makes an offer for Blundetto to run a storefront and says he reminds him of his people, basically having a side hustle. Anything I want to add to this scene?
I think the fact that he go ahead. I just think the fact that Kim found out about the truck from the cops, 2 kids joyriding. All right, now I confirm that it wasn't you trying to set me up. You ain't trying to get over. Now that I take a step back, you are kind of hustling. You're doing a little bit more than what you need to. You're taking this thing seriously. All right, cool. If you're serious about it, let's go ahead and get into business together. That's pretty much all I took. I don't think any of this would have happened had the police not gotten involved or told him that, we found out the people who actually took the truck. That really gave him a sense of, okay, let me see what because for Kim, it was just about, look, I got this shitty lease on this building, and I'm just trying to make my most out of it. I'm trying to gain money, not lose it. Mm-hmm. So if you're really doing this and you're really about it, because I always see you around with these books and these flashcards, you've been bitching and moaning about these books that was lost in your truck, which makes me believe that you take this somewhat seriously. If you really pass, then let's talk and we can go ahead and get this shit going. My daughter trying to figure out her way in life. Like, she can run it with you. And that's how plays are made. Entrepreneurial plays. Like, I know somebody that can do this. I got another person that can do that. I got the money in front of it. Let's go ahead and see what we can make happen. It's really as simple as that. A lot of people just don't have that money aspect of it. They don't have the front money to get things rolling. But if I have a skill set for somebody that can do things, cool, let's get it jumping. It did seem a little bit odd, I will say, given the nature of their relationship, it still felt a little bit odd for him to go to Tony B. Maybe a little bit of a sell, but it's not anything that I'm hating or I'm losing sleep over.
Mm. Rich is absolutely right. This makes sense for Tony. For what's it? The Korean dude. Kim. It makes sense for Kim. But if I'm Tony B, I'm not doing this, bro. I have access to money. I have access to capital, even though it may be illegal. And that speaks to something you said earlier, Mo, how washed he is. Like, he's thinking that this is a better opportunity than one that he can have with his own people. Like Paulie said, or Chris, or whatever it may be, like, you need money, why didn't you come to me?
Yeah, Paulie. Yeah.
I'm not trying to be working with or for no Korean dude. Like, why would I do that? I have the access to capital in my own circle. So I think it goes a lot to what you're saying, Mo, about this character and his arc, as far as us looking at him and being like, bro, wow, why would you do this? But I also think it speaks to the brilliance of it. It goes to him being washed, and him thinking, I have to separate myself from these people in order to be successful. That's not what you have to do. You just have to navigate smartly, which he was not doing, and we'll see, because he came up in this episode and he was not being smart. Yeah. He wasn't going to be smart with the people around him who would be willing to invest in his money. Invest in his dream with their money. He wasn't going to be smart with it, and he knew that. In turn, that made him a dipshit. Like, you're going to try to take this Chinese dude money, or this Korean guy's money, and do whatever it be, because you know, if I take Tony's money, if I take Paulie's money, if I take Chris's money, they're going to hold me to a certain standard in which we all live up to because of this thing of ours. But this dude right here, I may be able to get over on him. I may be able to get over his daughter. I'll take this. And it goes to show how washed he is, because he went this route versus, I can do this shit another way and it be more successful.
Yeah, that's a great point, Spike. And I think the biggest thing is, I can't go to anybody else, because this is no longer, not, obviously this is Kim's business, but it's really not my business. If for any reason to benefit this thing of theirs, they need to have this business belly up, then I don't have any say so. Kim ain't gonna do that. I know that for sure. Facts. You know what I mean? I know that for sure. It ain't gonna be no, we're gonna light a fire, we're gonna light a match to the place and collect the insurance money because we need an extra few bands or a couple $100,000, whatever. It just becomes a never-ending cycle. It's just not a bad deal to get into. I mean, not a good deal to get into. So yeah, absolutely.
It's crazy. Yeah, I agree with I agree with everything y'all said, man, for sure. We go to a family meeting. And
try to stay awake.
Huh?
Try to stay awake. Family meeting. Try to stay awake.
Bruh. Shout out to Meadow. Tony brings AJ back. AJ is as much of a liar as Tony. Like that was the first thing that stood out. It's always good to see Meadow. You know, I know it's a small window here, but I'm always glad to see her. Do y'all think that Tony is on to Carm's energy? Like how she was so chill about everything, knowing that like, oh, she has a love interest or anything like that. Do y'all think he was on to it, or you think he was just, you know, because we always deem Tony's really, you know, he's has a certain kind of intelligence or smartness, but like obviously he still misses things, you know. Do y'all think he was on to it when how Carmela kind of say, all right, well, based on these
when you
three
say on
rules,
to her, what do you mean? Do you
like
mean that he was on to her seeing someone else,
yes,
or
yeah,
her just being over it?
seeing someone else, like because her
No,
energy. Okay,
I don't think that crosses his mind at all.
I'm with you. I'm with
I
you.
don't think even here in the swimming scene, like none of that crosses his mind. It's like, oh,
Okay.
she may be dating somebody, but I do think that he thought because he's a narcissistic motherfucker, he thought that, oh, she may be over me. So I'm gonna ask these weird ass questions of like, yeah, I
Okay.
think we played that right, and how he tries to approach it. But being the narcissistic person that Tony is, I don't think it ever crossed his mind that she was seeing someone else. It was just that, oh, she may be at this place that I need to exert myself more in these areas or ask these questions so she will still care about me or still want to do these things for me or still try to be present for me, which she wasn't trying to be. I think all of it stemmed from that versus him thinking that she was fucking with somebody else.
Great point. Great point.
Yeah. Nobody wants to, especially when you're estranged, you always want to have that control, especially somebody like Tony. You want to have that control and knowing like she still wants me. Like, because once I know she's moved on mentally, then it's a wrap. So I gotta have something to keep her in, which is why he don't know exactly what it is to y'all point, but let me make sure something's up and we still on a good page or good terms just in case. And that's why I'm hanging around acting weird. Let me handle that right. Like Carmella ain't giving a fuck. She ain't even paying him the mind.
Yeah, she's super past it. AJ
Also, one of my favorite moments. Go ahead. I'm sorry. You might go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you good. You good. Go ahead.
This is demoralizing that a son of mine would even consider calling in the authorities.
Oh my God,
bro!
One of the greatest moments of this season.
Like, what are we talking
Another
about?
season,
like, bro, like,
series. This motherfucker talking about calling CPS, bro. Do you know who your dad is?
Yeah,
what are we talking about?
Authorities on me? Like,
yo, he might got to get his caning on.
Broke my heart. Oh,
I know. I know he was.
Rich know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about. That's original power.
Yeah, the original OG. Power. He might get his caning on. I'm sorry, because when you start talking like that, we might have to. Yeah.
Season 2 of Power.
It's season 2. I thought it was the first season.
Nah, it was season 2.
Okay. All right. Let me.
Sean was around for a couple seasons.
Yeah. Let me.
Okay.
So basically, the father kills the son. That's spoiler alert. Like, just get that out of the way because some people may never watch Power. But yeah, it's AJ talking about like, man, I gotta live in a house where there's violence against kids. He says, violence. You're lucky I didn't put my shoe up your ass. Like, bro, stop.
Mind thinking about doing this shit.
Yeah, stop playing.
The other shoe.
Yeah, the other shoe. Like, bro, I could get to it for real with you. But again, this is probably what Tony was like, bro. Like this. That's probably the sole purpose of AJ is to show us this is probably what Tony was like. He was a menace. He drove Livia crazy. You know, we don't want to think that because we introduced to Tony when he's got it together. But I'm pretty sure Tony was relatively similar to AJ, bro. The only difference is Tony actually had the smarts and ambition to get into the mob and make some things happen versus AJ. That's where, because normally I'm a parent. Normally, the things that annoy you the most as a parent, and you don't really know it until you sit back and look at it, is your child might be so much like you, you forget that was you. So then you're annoyed by the things, and you're like, man, what? Man, get out of here. Why is my child doing this? Why? Then you sit back and like, damn, that probably was me. Like, that is a real thing, bro. But you don't realize it till you sit back and let it resonate. I'm pretty sure AJ, like how smoothly he just lies is like probably the same thing how Tony was. Like, you just smoothly lying about stuff.
So I understand what you're saying. And we talk about the black perspective from this show. Mm-hmm. Even with That being said, from you, Mo, because you're not incorrect, we understand that even as black children, like calling the police is the last resort.
Oh, absolutely. No, I don't disagree with that.
That ain't
that's totally
that ain't
different.
nothing that we do. So even with this and the disappointment that Tony has in hearing AJ say, "Oh, I'll call CPS," like, bro,
yeah, no.
What planet are you from? That's when you looking at him like, bro, you're an alien to me right now.
Yeah,
I don't even know where this shit would even come from. So I get Tony's disdain with him.
Check this out. Tony just called the authorities on Feeks, though. Is it that far? Is it really that far?
Not directly.
Well, no.
Yeah, no, all right, no, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying it's not moving.
But that's different.
I'm not saying that.
You took an oath. You took an oath.
Yeah. Morally, that's morally you're talking.
So you would prefer to kill Feeks?
I'm what in that thing of theirs. You took an oath. The authorities have nothing to do with this thing of ours. So
he didn't call the police and say he didn't call the police.
You have him. You had him set up.
This person is doing this thing.
But you had to make the call to get his PO to go over there and arrest him.
Okay, that's part of the game, bro. That's
me.
Me. That's me being
a boss. Not in the mob,
making chess moves.
Not in the mob.
Nah, that's me being a boss making chess moves.
So you think
I don't want to have to kill this dude. I don't want to have to kill him.
That's not how it works. You know that's not how it works. It makes sense.
It is though. It is. If you're Tony Soprano.
No, the authorities in their thing, like you niggas are the bottom.
I didn't call the authorities. I just violated your parole. I ain't called no police.
You called PO is the authority, correct?
There's a difference between him being violated for his parole and me calling the authorities to help me.
How did you get the PO?
And I think that's the difference in what I'm talking about with black culture or even their culture. I don't need the police to come help me. I'm never going to call the police to come help me. However, if it's a situation like Feech and the police will come take him away and I ain't got to kill him because a lot of people fuck with him, I'll take that method versus hiring a contracted killer to come out here and do something to him. But what AJ was talking about is I need the police to come help me. And when you're in the gangster culture, you're in this lifestyle that Tony's living.
It's the same thing.
Of course, AJ. Nah, it's not, bro.
You literally just the point you're trying to make. You just stepped on your whole point. I need the authorities to step in. PO is authorities. That's a police person. Like they're in their work. Are they not?
There's a loophole for me having to come out and have to kill him because that was the alternative. Do I want this man to die? Do I want him to go back to jail?
Okay. The only reason it works is because like we both have referenced, we're in at the end. So they've been more rules in the Catholic Church. So that's the only reason. But when we're talking about based on our understanding, stuff we've seen, whatever we've got information from, in the OG of how the mob works, no, you broke the oath.
You're right. That. It's obscure. It's different from how someone should usually handle this. In a previous day, if we weren't in at the end of times, then yes, you're right. They might have killed Feech. You're absolutely right that I ain't arguing that point. But what I'm saying is Tony is looking at it different in the sense of I'm calling the police for help, which is what AJ was referencing. A son of mine calling the police for help and not being able to handle it himself is crazy to me. Mm-hmm. Even in this sense, when you're talking about with Feech, I handled it myself. Even though the police had to be called or the parole officer had to be called, I handled it myself. It wasn't, they had to come in and handle it.
Yeah.
AJ is asking for them to come in and handle it, which is crazy to Tony.
Right. That's good. That's really good. Anything else y'all want to add to this scene, this family meeting?
I thought it was cool not cool, but interesting. For Carmelo, this is like a fresh start. It's a reintroduction to you in this household. And I'm laying down my ground rules, and I'm not really serious, but one of the things that she said, I want you to involve me more in your life. Mm-hmm. I thought was very interesting because that's something that I think all moms want from their children, especially their sons, especially sons like AJ. Like, I don't want to just feel like some burden all the time, which is what led to me even moving in with your dad. Like, I want to be involved. I just want to know what you got going on. who you talking to? Where you going? What's your interest? So I'm not trying to be on your case, and that's just one of those things where a lot of us we'll talk about how our relationships with our parents grow as we get older. We start seeing them as people versus parents, right? Like there's a certain point you just like you look at your parents, like, oh my nigga, you were just trying to figure it out. Like you ain't really know what you was doing. Like you was just trying to figure it out too. And there's a respect that comes with that. And her trying to get the jump on that, like, yo, I'm not even trying to be on your case. Like, I just want to know who my son is. You know what I mean? And I want you to know me a little bit better. I thought that was a cool moment, even though Adrian, even though AJ's a dipshit.
Yeah.
And, you know, it might go over his head, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I agree. I did like that. Like, anyway, I still don't believe AJ, but I did like that he was open ears in that moment to hear his mom out. So, we go to Blundetto and Vito studying at the Bada Bing. I actually thought this was cool.
That's it. They had Saturated House.
Oh, my bad. They had Saturated House. Good call. But I thought this was cool.
You know what the fuck is my Tupperware?
Hey man, this is one of the most
asking for Tupperware. Go ahead.
Paulie got one of the most racist lines in the series in this scene.
Okay, go for it. What he say?
Nah.
Don't forget Pearl Harbor, bro.
Yeah,
that's my quote.
Oh,
of the
yeah.
Don't forget Pearl Harbor.
That's my quote of the episode right there.
Bro,
like the layers of racism in that quote. Like it's not just it's layers of racism.
So layered. Like I don't give a damn how refined, how harmony we are as a society in the world.
Do not forget
don't
Pearl
forget
Harbor, bro.
Pearl Harbor. like
that's one of those racist moments where if I was there, I'd have been like, Paulie, my goodness.
Bro, I busted out laughing when I heard that every time. I've watched this 3 times since we recorded. Every time I busted out laughing when he said that.
That's like black people when you meet some cool white people. Like, man, I got a cool white buddy, man. He cool. He down with the culture, all that. Hey, don't forget Rodney King. It's like, nigga, what?
Don't forget Tulsa. What? Don't forget Tulsa, bro.
Don't forget Tulsa. Like, bro.
And the fact that was the Japanese, not the Koreans, like, bro,
it wasn't even the Korean. Exactly.
Yeah, like,
that's the ignorance of Americans.
That's the ignorance of it. Like, bro, there's so many layers to the racism in that.
Oh,
but it is like we always saw. We laugh. Trust me, we laugh about the black racism in the show all the time. Mm-hmm. Racism can be funny. Like, yes, it's offensive as hell.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that wrong. Of course, I would take it away if it was certain, but it's the way that Paulie was just so matter of fact about it. Like, bro, what are you talking about?
Don't forget Pearl Harbor.
Like the thing is they keep it equal. They've been racist to Italians. Like you said about Fury.
Like, immigrants, fuck that fucking immigrant.
Like bro, they're racist to everybody. So if you could be equally racist to everybody, then I can live with that. I can live with it. I'm like, all right, cool. That's fine.
Like if everybody can get it, it ain't just focus on black people or us. Like everybody can get it.
I can live with that. I that's a world where, and me and Spike talked about in our earlier season before Rich became the third member of this show. We're okay with it long as it's like there's no harm, no danger behind it, like no murder. Yeah, like it's like okay, you just don't like, but you're not gonna go out your way to try to hurt and do something to an individual. So if you just racist, you're just talking. All right, that's cool, bro. Whatever. Like everybody got their whatever, but like if you start turning into like, hey, I despise so much that I got to turn into something violent. That's where it's always a problem for us. But like,
violence is stopping people from growing. You know, the boss at the job is racist, so that means you can't get no promotion. Mm-hmm. You can't get that senior executive spot because of racism. That's the stuff that's harmful. But a couple little words. Yeah, it's fucked up, but it's also I can find the humor. I'm sick like that though. I'm a sick person. I got a very dark sense of humor.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying I'm a sick individual.
I think we're all there. I think this show, all three of us, I think we all got a version of what you're talking about. So you're not alone in that sense. Trust me.
I laugh. I'm like Spike. I laugh when that shit happens, and because it's Paulie. Mm-hmm. Like it's just that's the perfect character to say some shit like that.
Yeah, it's Paulie.
You believe somebody like Paulie would say
he's old school
like that.
He's so old school that like
I'm from the old school Janice.
Come on. So that Paulie line, but the thing that stood out other than like I said, I thought it was cool that Vito helped him study.
You thought it was cool.
I just thought of something else.
Oh.
I feel like Martin. Oh, I'm doing it again. The dog that
No.
gets the. I'm thinking about. I'm sorry. It's the foreshadow on the veto. I'm thinking about a play being set up.
It's a joke. I was here.
Yeah. you just got out of prison. You need some friends. You need some support.
Look at you.
I never seen it that way. Because why is Vito? Why is Vito doing that? Like, why Vito?
Because he's a helpful person. He helpful.
He helpful? You're a captain, but you're helpful.
You want to see Tony succeed.
Why is she following Dave Free and not Mr. Morale?
Nah, man, here you
go. All right. Anyways. So what Paulie asked the line, he asked like, what does he say about the basically talk about like the sexual organs, why are they all in the same proximity? And Vito says they're all sources of pleasure. He really, bro, let me tell you, when you got a homeboy
they laid the breadcrumbs out for Vito.
Oh man, this is where they had to have an idea.
Even when Spike was talking about his relationship with Ralph.
Yes.
It's very subtle, but all of that stuff was there.
Yes. And it's like, you're saying all sources of pleasure. It's like the homeboy that tries to get something off on a subtle way, and you be like, oh, nigga, nah, we not.
That? Like, what was that?
Yeah, like, nah, like because you got a homeboy, they'll say something, be like, oh, man, I'm telling you, bro. Like, I got a bro like that will do that, and he'll say something like subtle, and then we keep moving like, oh, nah, hold on, bro. What was you talking about? I'm the person, I'm gonna double back on you. Like, what was you talking about? Like, oh, no, you said this. What you mean? Because he tried to get that off subtle, like, man, get out of here, bro. Like, all sources of pleasure. Like, so it's just hilarious. But you know, Paulie old school.
To your point too, I think Vito was helping him because he had the most free time. I make the most money out of most of these guys, so I can sit around and I got time to help him.
He is a good earner.
I don't think it was a lot to do with him being
the other thing,
a Johnny Cakes guy versus.
I like the way you put that.
Yeah, I just got time to help
Johnny Cakes.
Yeah, he just had time to help him at this point. That's all we got. I'll take a stack of Johnny Cakes. Whoa.
Hey, we need to grow up.
No. Johnny Cakes.
Johnny Cakes is always.
I was like, Johnny Cakes is a hashtag that is. Oh, all right.
You get some of them Johnny Cakes, some of them Jimmy Deans.
Get some of them Jimmy
bro.
Deans. I cannot wait till we get here. If people that have not seen it and they don't know what we're talking about, just laughing. I cannot wait till we get there.
I cannot wait. I'm sorry.
We make all our sausage in house.
Oh man, bro,
insane.
Oh man,
Johnny Cakes is wild. They got an episode called Johnny Cakes. That's crazy.
Yeah. I've seen so many memes. Like little Debbie cakes, they got Johnny Cakes on the box, bro. Like
Johnny Cakes is crazy.
Yeah, Johnny Cakes.
I can never say the word cakes to save. Man. All right, let me chill. Whew. All right. So, anything else y'all want to add to that scene other than the Pearl Harbor comment and the studying? Is that it? That's it. Okay. So we get Carmella and Wegler. They leave their date. And they're in the car, and Carmella's pretty much, she got the nervous vibes going on. It's been a long time. She says she's only been with Tony, which makes a lot of sense in everything she does. But, you know, then there's the other part of things that she does as well. But it makes a lot of sense. When you've only been with one individual, then the excitement level, obviously I can imagine, heightens up a little bit, a lot of bit.
She playing this nigga like a violin, bro.
I got some things I want to say, but I'm gonna throw you the ball in your court.
Shit. This is the same shit that we seen with the painter, Virio, the priest. She's playing this nigga like a violin, and I think one of you two said it earlier. It's like, oh, woe is me. I didn't know that you were thinking this way. It's here, evident in what she's doing right here, and she's trying to act like I'm so innocent. I don't know what's going on, and we're just having dinner, and like, bitch.
But you don't think there's no validity in that though, that like she only been with one person?
That don't matter, bro. She been dreaming about being with other niggas since the start of
Yeah,
this series.
but think about it though. Be realistic though. Like if you've only been with one woman, you've tried to set up plays before. You've never been nobody but one woman your entire life, and you're now in your 40s. You don't think there's that some of that is real authentic as far as like I've really never been with nobody else?
She a grown woman, bro.
Come on. All right, let me ask Rich. Rich,
she
let me ask
she knows
Rich
what this entails, bro. Like, why is she trying to act like she don't know what this shit entails?
I know what you're saying as far as the other elements. We'll get there. I'm with you on that, but I'm just talking about from a general consensus of we ain't slept together, and it looks like it's going in that direction.
Ask Rich, because I ain't gonna give you no other answer.
Yeah. All right, Rich. If you've been with only one individual, you're now in your 40s. You've been with one person probably 18, 19 years old. Y'all get married in 23, 24, whatever the age is. And you've only been with that person, and now you find like we're separated. I'm moving on doing the single life. You don't feel like there will be some kind of nerves there because I've never been with somebody else, so I don't know how the setup is. You know what I mean? Come on, like.
Yeah, you're both right in this sense. So naturally, there's that apprehension. There's the same way when people have been in long-term relationships or married, I'm talking about years and years, 10, 15, 18 years, you see them reacclimate themselves into the dating pool. They don't know what to do. It's awkward. They don't know what to talk about. They're so far out the game that I don't even know what the right moves are. I don't even know how I should be conducting myself. Mentally, she's at the point where she's ready to move on. She wants to get Weather the draws. The same way she wanted to get Vic the draws, same way she wanted to get Furio the draws. I think the difference is because when you look at all three of them, because this is something I was thinking about when I was rewatching this episode, it makes more sense for her to have folded with Vic or to Furio, right? Mm-hmm. Wegler just came at the right time to where she could justify going back to our Father Phil scene. I'm legally, or maybe not legally separate, but I'm separated from my husband. If I'm going to do this, now is the time. Mm-hmm. If I'm going to feel the least guilty about this, now is the time. Because she would have felt way too guilty with Furio or Vic, and she loved Furio. You might even make an argument that she showed Furio more love than she did Tony this entire series.
Yeah, I might.
Like, it could be an argument that could be made. So I think mentally she's there, but she's also apprehensive. And I think the telltale sign of this is when Wegler gets in the car and he reaches back for that book, and the way she moves back, I don't think that was a move. I think she's genuinely nervous because she doesn't know what to do. She doesn't want to be like the novice or the one that's like, I want this to be something. I don't want to give up no bad coochie. Like I don't know how my shit is out here.
Yeah, like, I really don't know.
Yeah, so I think I really do think that she did have some apprehension, but she not for a second that I think she wasn't going to give it up. Okay. I knew that was happening.
Yeah, no,
I do think she didn't know how to. I don't think she knew how to act or how to, like I said, reacclimate herself in that environment. And I think there's a little bit of that last moment where you're like, "Am I sure? Am I sure I'm gonna give? Like, am I gonna give him? All right, cool. Yes. Now it's all good. We see them kissing. We see them as soon as they get back to the crib. It's on. It's popping. Ain't no hesitation. Ain't none of that other shit we saw. Ain't no bathroom with the vanity and the wallpaper. Nah, we getting to it. Don't small talking with this bullshit.
Not this time. We following through.
Yeah, man. Yeah, straight up. We following through this time. So I think that she wanted it the same way she wanted it. She was probably thinking about Vic and Furio when she was with him.
That's crazy.
I'm not for real. Carmella that type, man.
Because this nigga is so freaked. All right, let me wheel it back down because you know how I get passionate.
I got to take a different route from you guys on this, and I think this is her.
You think it was calculated?
Huh?
You think it was calculated?
Exactly. This is her struggling with.
You give
do
way
I
too
really
much
want to do this, bro? This is her struggling with. Do I really want to do this for AJ? Because the rest of these niggas, y'all talking about Vic and y'all talking about the priest and y'all talking about Furio, that was all for Carmella. Okay. She's thinking, do I really want to do this for AJ? She ain't fucking with this lame ass nigga, bro. This ain't the type of dude to get Carmella going.
But how far is he from Father Phil though? All the other, the Vic and Furio, I could give you like they super masculine, super, manly. I can see that, but like, how far is he? Like when she say, "Remind me of you," like he's not that far from that. So you don't.
But I thought he was gay, right? But I thought he was gay. Like it's really far if she thought the nigga was gay and she thought Father Phil wasn't. I think the only struggle that we see here, even in the interaction that Rich is speaking to when she jumped back, she's really contemplating in her head, like, I don't really fuck with this nigga. He's giving me these crazy ass books to read. I don't really comprehend that shit. All I need to know is, all I'm trying to figure out is he going to be beneficial for me to getting AJ to where I want him to be? And that's why she was struggling with it so much. She wasn't struggling with Father Phil. She wasn't struggling with fucking Vic the Painter. She wasn't struggling with Furio. Like, she wanted to give him the pussy, but they never made the means to do it. He made the means to do it, and he was like, okay, I'm gonna do whatever you need for AJ too. So I think a lot of this is on Carmella, as far as, I don't know if I want to be a hoe or not for my son. I'll be a hoe for me. I'll be a hoe for me and go do all the other shit because I think it'll get me off. But none of that shit plays out. But if I'm going to be a hoe for AJ, is AJ going to live up to what I did for him?
I think she was fucking with Wesley.
I think y'all both are making really compelling points.
She was fucking with him. And the reason we'll get to the scene later as to where I don't think she was fucking with him when she left. Like, he called that shit out perfectly. And we'll get to that when
that's why I said
she told that nigga watch your back.
Yo, I will, when we get there, I'm definitely backpedal gang. Like, when we get there, I'm definitely backpedal gang. But
ladies, please let us know. Like, please write in.
Yeah, please give us context, ladies. Please give us context on how how it really is. You know what I'm saying? What you really mean?
What was she thinking? What was Carmella?
Yeah, put us in the mind of Carmella. Put us in the mind of a woman that's recently broke up or separated or is complicated status, whatever. What is she going through? I think y'all both made really. Actually, Spike, you did a wonderful job, because I really wasn't seeing that angle and I really wasn't hearing it, but like the way you put it, I'm like, you know what? You make a really compelling point. You know what? I can't even.
Carmella,
y'all both made
very
such
diabolical, man.
She's diabolical, but she's not. Man. But she's not. She's not like all of these characters. They have these special set of skills, but they're not like flawless in their intelligence.
Facts.
So that's where I'm always like,
the execution is not always
okay.
Like, we perceive them as viewers, and we see the execution like, oh, this is a show, and you're right. I agree with you there.
Okay, that's where I'm going. So I'm not. Y'all both made such compelling points on totally different sides. So I'm not going to even jump in and bring my perspective, because I don't know where to go with it right now. Both y'all, I got to process it. So we're gonna keep.
What's your perspective on her walking to the bathroom though? I know you got some.
Oh, is that in the same scene?
Yeah.
I mean,
I know you got some perspective on that.
I mean, Mella baby, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you know,
freaky ass nigga here, 69. God.
Hey, call me what you want, baby. You know what I'm saying? Do that walk it like I talk it. Walk it like I talk it. Yeah, now that was a good scene. That for sure. It don't compare to the two Tonys from Dr. Melfi. You know, that whole dream sequence from her.
Man, come on.
That's the best scene of the series right there.
Now, I will say this. I will say this. Before we get to the next scene. There is something very telling to Spike's point that right after she goes to the bathroom, she comes back in, she asks him about the book, and then AJ gets brought in the conversation.
Yeah,
that goes straight to Spike's point.
Yep.
Because if she was doing that for herself fully, which I really still think she was, she wouldn't be thinking about AJ at all. Just my suitor to like it ain't like if I'm regular and you ask me about AJ, I'm immediately thinking like, oh, this will come up for your son.
Right.
Yeah, bro.
Like, you start to end, it's very slick. It's very slick.
Yeah, it is.
Talk about something that you know I care about, which is books.
Yep.
And then you steer the conversation towards, I wish someone could convince AJ of that. Like, I wish that, like, all right, man, stop it. I don't know if he's ever going to get the chance to go to college and express his thoughts. Like, all right. I see what this was.
Think about it. If y'all were laying there with her, y'all would have thought the same thing.
And that's why I just said that. Yeah, like I definitely would have. Like, but you know what I said?
You're like, okay, I get.
I know what this is. Keep running them cheeks. We gonna keep running them cheeks, and
I'll make sure he's cool, but keep running them cheeks. Exactly.
Yeah. Because Yeah, all right. I ain't gonna. There's a lot of things I can say right now. I'm not gonna say.
Bruh.
I'm not gonna do. I've learned from the old Mo previous seasons. I'm just not gonna say some things. But yeah, y'all own the money. Let's all leave it there. I'm definitely gonna leave it there. But yeah, like that whole thing, because you even could tell when she goes to the bathroom, she looks at the book and she skimmed through it, nigga Kim through it. Like she literally flips the pages. Don't care. So that probably is a foreshadowing, or I don't know what the other word for pre-shadowing of. She probably didn't really read the book that he gave her. That's saying I'm not really even interested in the book. So I
don't care about none of this shit.
I don't care about none of that. So there's a thing to it. That's like you dealing with Tony. Like when you look at a person like Wegler versus a Tony, a Furio, a Vic, these dudes are like they kind of represent kind of this form of masculinity. So you have an idea of like how they're gonna be when it's time for us to get intimate. Versus like a Wegler.
That's why she went to go get the strap.
Yep.
When she got home that night, that's why she went to go get the strap.
I'm about to say, let's go right to that scene. So it was funny. It was really a weird scene in a weird way. But like a smile, like shouts out to the movie Smile. But like it's kind of this weird thing. She gets home and then she's looking at a picture of Tony smiling, and it's funny because she knows that like Tony really will. He really will get active with it. You know what I mean? And so she pulls out the strap, which is crazy. I don't think there's much.
No, I don't think that was for, but that wasn't. I didn't read that as just in case Tony find out and bust in here. I'm here protecting Tony. It's more so I don't have Tony here to protect me. This gun represents Tony, right? Whatever. Like I just left somebody.
I'm out here now.
I left somebody who can't protect me the same way Tony, Vic, Furio, anybody else that you just mentioned could protect me. Right. Well, and I'm looking at this picture of Tony by my bedside, realizing that this is my reality now. I don't have that big protector. I don't have the black bear, as we used the metaphor in a previous episode, here to protect me. Mm-hmm. Now I'm realizing that if I'm out here in this world by myself, and if the Wegler types are the type of niggas I'm about to be fucking with, I need to get used to handling myself with straps, with everything else, because I don't have that protection anymore. I got to do it for myself.
Facts. Everything Rich just said.
That wasn't for like, hey, Tony might bust in here because he found out.
They don't really register. I don't know. I don't see it the same, but I hear what you're saying.
Well, how do you see it? I want to hear
it. Because there's a significance in why they're showing us this moment to say, oh, she brings the strap to bed with her. Like it feels like there's something more there than just like, oh, this is my reality now. We're at episode 6 in season 5. I mean, obviously we know that like at one point Tony was hiring the boys to come over there like protect her, but that was because of the bear. But like at this moment, it seemed like it was a significant like, oh, this is my first time. Let me grab the strap. So it felt like it was a little bit something else versus, not to say she got to shoot Tony, but it just felt like something else. I can't really define it.
I guess I say what I say because after all the pussyfooting around with these ideas in her head over numerous seasons about these different men, she finally made that action. Thinking about something and actually doing it are two different things. Mm-hmm. I've crossed the line now. Now that I'm out here, I'm officially out here, mm-hmm. Right? I'm separating myself from Tony. I'm out here now. I'm looking at this photo. This is my guy. You know what I mean? These are my two guys, Tony and AJ. But Tony ain't here now. If I'm out here and I don't have somebody like Tony, and I'm out here with someone like Wegler, I better learn how to like protect myself. I better learn how to feel good. And I think that's just an overall sense of security. I don't think Carmela feels secure with the decision she just made, which might steer into Spike's point. Like, this wasn't for me, this was something else. So the lack of security, women love security. They love to be protected and they love to be provided for. Right? I'm going to have this here for security so I can go to sleep tonight. Because I don't feel secure in myself with the decisions that I recently just made. And I don't have the person that would take care of that security for me with me. So I'm in no man's land right now.
Fair enough. Fair enough. That's fair enough. Yeah, that's fair enough. Good point. Blundetto, pretty much, she takes his test. He's waiting around and he gets his license. I don't think there's more to add to that scene unless y'all feel anything else. Carm, she confesses to have sex with Wegler to Father Phil. This is real, but it's mad annoying. Anything I want to add between these two scenes?
Fuck Father Phil, man. Oh, pretentious ass nigga,
I said I was trying to avoid it. I was trying to avoid cussing out the man of God, but yeah,
we could have left the kids out of this. Don't blame me.
Yeah, pretty much. even the Carmela. Like, man, that ain't your job right now.
Father Phil is
I can be anybody. Don't ask me who I am. Just listen to my confession, absolve me.
Let me swap you out. Yeah. Go get another priest, bro.
Go get the Nigerian.
Hey, I don't priest. You go get the Nigerian dude.
Bring him back.
Somebody else. I don't even want you to hear.
Why would she even like Carmela? Makes me sick here. Shout out to So Far Pod. She makes me sick here because you're always doing things that you really want to do. Then you want to be backpedal gang and you want to feel good about your decision, which is obviously polar opposite to Tony. Like Tony just does what he wants.
She's a good Catholic wife, Mo. She's a good Catholic wife.
But she's not though. She's a finesser. Like she always was.
Yeah, that is true. But Father Phil, I'm more like he's more egregious in this scenario than Carmelo to me.
Okay. Why?
Because you're trying to you know who I am.
Mm-hmm.
We have a history. And now I'm telling you this after we went out to dinner and I kind of broke the third wall or the fourth wall on what I was feeling. And you using this to your advantage to kind of chastise me. Nigga, get the fuck out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Call conflict of interest. Get somebody else in here and let them give me some let them give me some good sound advice. You just speaking on the sense of you was at my crib.
Yeah.
You couldn't close the deal.
Yeah.
You couldn't fuck. And now you mad.
Yeah.
You want to bring Tony into the deal.
Come on, Spike, give it to him. Huh?
He a dusty, man. He a dusty.
That's the facts. Let's not even complicate things. You're absolutely right, Spike. You couldn't close the deal because of where you stand on things.
Somebody else closed the deal.
Yeah. But she should have.
Nigga slid the door on him. Nigga slid the door on him.
Right? Like, you're a dusty ass nigga, bro.
Come on, bro. Man, good kids. Man, come on. Anyways. Oh, so, here you go. But why is she pulling up on Father Phil? Go somewhere else. A quote y'all love.
That's her church.
Why are you around?
That's her church, bro.
A quote y'all love. Why are you around?
Father Phil like Baca? Like why he got this
I ain't name no names.
Why is he around?
Why he's around? Why are you?
Why is Father Phil even around?
Why is Carmela around? Like, why are you going to this guy? Go somewhere else.
I genuinely think she might have been expecting someone else.
Like, pardon me.
What are the chances is this nigga?
When you mix this scene with the dinner scene, and I asked a question to y'all, like, why is she even here? Like, this is a Rosalie conversation. It does make me think, and it makes me laugh a little bit. Like, is Carmela just being super petty?
Yeah, she's just going in on him. Like, you could have had this.
So you think she had this ass? Yeah. So this is
you could have fucked me. Yes.
I'm starting to think that at this point because it doesn't make sense.
It's really like
this could have been you, nigga. This could have been you.
You could have got this bags for real. Like, I'm
sitting out here.
I'm
want to watch movies and eat all the food that you can eat on my dime.
Yo,
like,
I could have had this. I could have.
So back to what I was saying,
bro.
This could be us, but you playing,
bro.
Shout out to Ray Shremmer, man.
Come on, man.
Shout out to the young boys.
Somebody come get her.
Yeah, man, this could be us, but you playing, man. You could have been had this when you had me on my knees giving me communion.
Like we could have did this then.
That was some bullshit.
I'm showing you what this was about. I'm showing you this life. What this life was about. You could have had this.
If that's the case, and I don't think they write that. I think that's our black perspective. But like, if that really was the writing perspective of Carl, that is crazy, bro. Like the level of petty, I need to let you know, like, yo, he slid for real,
and he smashed. He smashed.
Like he slid in, like that. He did that. Like that is the most pettiest thing on the.
Hey, Father Phil was hot. He slammed a little good. He
closed a little cage door. Like I don't.
Carmela said, "I let that nigga hit."
Bro,
She ain't hold no punches about it, nothing. I let that nigga hit.
Yeah, I let him hit.
Hey, he was hot,
bro. Like he was already mad when he let him, grind the pepper on his pasta. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, go ahead. Now he back again. Like, man, I'm closing this shit. Like, this is over.
I already let him smash. Yeah,
bro, he big mad. Like, that's crazy, dog. Even if that ain't the perspective, that's the perspective of good.
That's our perspective.
That's our perspective for sure. Yeah. Like, she getting her petty off for real. Like, I gotta let you know he slid. We go to the next scene. Blundetto shows Tony and Christopher the spot that he's gonna be working at, kind of starting a business.
Extreme, maybe the most racist scene in Sopranos.
We're introduced.
Hey,
we're introduced to Kim's daughter.
Couple of meat dogs.
We're introduced to Kim's daughter. I'm not gonna repeat the lines. I'm gonna tell you right.
A couple of meat dogs.
Plus, you got a dog groomer next door to the
Kim told me
because he wants some lunch. Come on, man. The fact that him and Chris said the same joke.
Oh man.
But that ain't even the line. That ain't even the line of the scene. Chris got the line of the scene.
Bruh.
Kung Pao.
Bro. Kung Pao.
Kung Pao Coochie.
Kung Pao
That's
Coochie.
my line of the episode. Right.
Kung Pao Coochie is crazy.
Yeah, man. He said he was getting some of that Kung Pao Coochie. What the fuck?
Hey, man. Hey, shouts out to our listeners that, man, shouts out to y'all, man. Y'all know who I'm talking to. Like, we don't mean no disrespect, but like, this is funny. I'm sorry. Yeah, I know Sopranos, so y'all know how to
tune in for, man.
Yeah, that's what y'all tune in for. Like, they give it, they got an open clip and they just shoot at every race. Like, that's
one of those when Sal caught Vito at the club and he get that Vito, what the fuck? That's how I felt like my Chris. Like, Chris, what the fuck?
Exactly. I'm like, bro,
wildin',
relax. And then Tony had to look. I think that was season 2 or 3. Tony had that look where you remember how he looked at the secretary, and he was like, "Oh, she's a reborn." She was a reborn Christian. He's like, "Oh yeah," and immediately cheeks clap. You know, what I'm saying?
Surprised that nobody hit Kim's daughter. I'm really surprised. In my head, when I was watching it, I thought there was another scene of them showing. Yeah,
they had to. We just didn't see it.
She was very attractive. I don't know if I don't know. I don't think so. But she was definitely a very attractive woman, so I would definitely.
The awkwardness of Chris coming from the back.
Can
you believe they got a dog groomer there in case somebody wants a snack? And she's standing right there. Yeah.
That's why I said nah. The way she just overlooked it, like I was like, nah, niggas ain't really.
Oh shit!
That is funny though, bro.
Some of that Kung Pao Coochie, man.
That's crazy. I'm trying to reminisce if I've ever said anything wild like that. I don't know if I got anything on that level.
I don't know if I got any. I've said some wild shit in my head. I don't know if I've
in my 20s, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I don't even know if there's anything on that level. Like, that is ridiculous. Who wrote that? Y'all brought a black person in for that line. No, I was just.
Man, don't put that on us, man. Don't put that on us.
Because that was clever. I'm sorry, that was clever. Like,
I'm glad you said that, Mo. Bro. I'm glad you said that because that's what makes it even more funny. The fact that someone was in a writer's room and literally put that pen to paper. Somebody put that pen to paper.
Yeah. Like somebody
said, wouldn't it be funny if Chris said something about Kung Pao Coochie? Come on, man.
Just the word coochie. I've never heard that word outside of black people.
Putting it with Kung Pao though.
That's why I say a black person. I've never heard a person outside of black say that word. Never. In my entire life. Have y'all
gone too far with the comedy?
Have y'all ever heard that before? Nah, outside of black. That's why I said y'all brought a black person in for that line.
That is black culture, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I ain't never heard nobody else.
I've never in my entire life. Rosalie and Carmela, they're having a conversation. She pretty much telling like, "Yo,
Ro want all the tea."
Yeah, she want all. Which I mean, what else Ro got going on? Unfortunately, she lost her husband and her son. Like, you know, she got her daughter, but her daughter ain't in the city. So, you know, what else I got to do, man? I'm trying to still heal. What's popping? What's going on? You know, look out. AJ talks about Wegler.
Bag it. I can't say it.
He puts his beep, hands on me, my shoulder.
Damn, man, I can't say that. Yeah, you're right.
Man. Yeah, yeah, I know. Fill in the blank.
Y'all wild.
I'm sorry. When we get to Marco Polo, I'm gonna say it. So just go get prepared. Like I'm gonna say it, but I'm not gonna say it here.
I didn't mean to say it there.
Yeah, I got to because
Quoting
this is
the show. Quoting the show.
Yeah. I'm just quoting the show. Exactly.
I'm quoting the show. He put his faggy hands on my shoulder. All right. So, what y'all think about this thing?
Go ahead, Rich.
That's an awkward scenario. Like, I hit your teacher that you're talking about. I can tell you right now, you didn't get it. And AJ doubled down on this, or maybe he's just a homo.
Yeah.
Once again, quoting the show. I don't use this in my everyday life. But,
it's a joke.
Yeah, but Rose. Really, the scene is really about Rose and Carmella. Like her seeing Carmella with AJ and then realizing, like, damn, I ain't got that. Like Jackie Jr.
I miss Jackie.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I ain't got a husband. I ain't got no son. Like I'm just all fucked up out here. I would have loved. I know you said this before, and even Rosalie said some racist shit in this scene, man, about the people who killed Jackie and all that. But
I wish we found.
It's a racist filled episode, racism filled episode. But Mo, I know you said this before. I would have loved to see more of the sister.
Yeah, I would have.
I think there's something that could have happened there, but it was really the whole scene was a throwaway. Really, not much to say other than Rosalie just connecting with Carmella over the fact that she don't got Jackie no more, and the irony of AJ saying certain things about his teacher when they're not true, because not only is he not, but I let that nigga do.
Yeah, I'm slapping your moms.
I being Carmella.
Hey, you might have a sibling on the way for real.
See, Mr. Take It Too Far.
Hey.
Maurice on the third. Mr. Take It Too Far.
See, look at he go.
Now niggas got siblings.
Look, the siblings is on the sheet. That's what I was trying to say.
Oh.
Your brother.
How you know? Oh, I'm about to say some wild shit.
Your brother is on the sheet.
We gotta go to the next scene, bro. I'm about to say some wild shit.
See, I try to bait you.
Yeah, nah, man. Siblings were ingested.
That's why
Carmella got all the way down. She said
they found a home.
All right, man.
Hey. But I'm
sorry. I'm ignorant. They found a home. All right. Let me get us through here so we can finish up.
This next scene lets you know Tony Bladetto is just he a loser.
He's washed. Oh man, he's a clown.
Washed ass nigga.
So Blundetto,
I couldn't believe if I found a play like this.
Can you imagine coming up on 12K?
See, but he got out of prison, and that's why I hate the move, but I understand it. Bro. I do understand. It's like, bro,
I don't understand shit.
I don't understand why he still went to work. That's the part I don't understand. Like,
12K is only 12K.
Bro, I don't care. As black people, I got 12,000. I'm leaving work. I don't care. I'm done. I got this my last day. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Bro, that shit ain't gonna last you, but
nah, I ain't leaving my
bro.
job.
How many months of rent can you pay with 12K?
I'm still not leaving my job.
Not enough.
Bro.
I mean, you can't pay like forever, but like you could probably pay what? Maybe a year at least, though, right?
First of all, I would have sold those drugs. Ain't no throwing that shit out. Like ain't no getting rid of the drugs.
This is the wire crossover right here.
Yeah. Well, I could just get it to Tony and like, look, bro, I got this right here. Give it to somebody or whoever, Chris, whoever.
You should have got with Chris. Chris know the drug dealers. Yeah.
Whoever it is, I'm gonna make money off this too. And that goes to what you were talking about earlier, Mo, with him being washed and him not taking advantage of like Feach would have done in every opportunity. Feach would have sold those drugs and he would have took that money and I would have came up off this.
Feach would have got it popping, boy.
I ain't on no old wash shit, bro.
Yeah.
And this what Blandetto was on. He was on some old wash shit.
He definitely was.
Tony B got his girl walking on the street side too.
Yeah,
he ain't have her on the inside. That was crazy.
There's a hot take or the theory that Tony has something to do with this. Do y'all believe that?
Hold on, say that again.
There's a theory that Tony had something to do with this. Like, it wasn't really drug dealers. It was Tony playing it a certain way to get Blundetto back into the fold.
Nah,
I don't believe that.
I don't think it's that wild.
I don't think Tony cared enough. I don't think Tony cared enough about his cousin to do that.
That's not. You know that ain't true.
What type of life? What type of life if it's a girl been living? What type of life has this girl been living for her first response to be? Is it a fetus?
Is it a baby?
Damn! Why is that the first thing that you thinking of?
Bro, she got pregnant from his semen from prison. That is not wild, nigga. Huh?
But the first thought, I'm not saying it's not. I'm not even saying it could be a top 5 thought. But your first thought is a fetus.
You injected yourself from prison's cum, bro.
Yeah, but still, bro.
That's her. That's happened.
Still, bro.
Don't look at me. Don't look at me. I didn't do this. This is Tony Blundetto and his wife. That so slow. For me, that ain't that crazy. From her,
kind of slow.
Huh?
We got to talk about it. I'm with him. I'm with Tony. I am with Tony B. Though. I'm running. We out of here.
Oh yeah, we out.
So anybody spinning the block, nigga, we taking this bread.
We doing none of this. Yeah, let's go.
Just to quote No Country for Old Men, man. How long would you go before you quit looking for your $2 million? Like, somebody's coming back for this. We got to get up out of here. This is only 12K. Somebody's coming back. They ain't just drop this and say, "Oh well, we call it a loss." Like, nah. The plan is to circle back. We gonna get this bread and these drugs again. So we got to get the fuck up out of Dodge before somebody come and try to get this.
I'm gonna sing y'all something. There's somebody really made a great point, so I'll sing y'all something throughout the week why they believe that theory. So I'm gonna sing y'all something if y'all would be gracious enough to kind of take a look at it.
I'm open to hearing it, but I just don't think. I personally don't think.
Well, just see. It's more so. That like Tony had something to do with this.
How would he even know though?
How would he even know what?
How would he know we walking on this street at this time of night for you to come through and throw this money?
That's not that difficult. Uncle Junior, who is Junior, has somebody following Tony, and Junior's not like the wisest dude in the world. He has somebody following Tony to find out that he had a therapist. So Tony's smarter than Junior.
I don't know, Mo. I don't know.
I'm not saying I believe it, but I'm saying I'll send you. I want to send y'all something that I just want to see something to say. Hey, you know what? They make a good point. If it's a terrible point, it's like, this don't even. So I know y'all stand where y'all stand, and I'm kind of like in the middle or whatever. But it's an interesting thing because I almost thought Tony had something to do with the beginning scene with him chasing the truck, but but it could not be that at all. But yeah, she said, "Oh, you're double blessed." It's like, it's crazy. Like I find some money and I'm double blessed. It's crazy. So Carmela, pretty much, she does AJ's homework. AJ's falling asleep. It's not really, not really much to add there.
I understood. Hold on, my fault. I only gotta say this. One of my favorite scenes in The Wire is when Bodie is talking to Naaman after Naaman's mama done pulled up, pretty much demanding that this nigga get a pack. And Bodie said, "Your mama, what we call a dragon lady." And he said, "It gave me some insight though." And Naaman said, "What? Why you is the way you is." This scene is a perfect example of why AJ the way he is. Because why is Carmela doing his homework while he sleep as a 16-year-old? Like, yeah, bro. Like, you were set up to not be shit.
Facts.
Does that not seem like a Tony thing though?
Tony too. Yeah, they enable him.
That's what I'm saying. But no, not enable. But don't that seem like that will be a Tony you thing?
I don't see Livia doing that shit for Tony.
Well, maybe not Livia, but somebody else. Like, oh, I found. Oh, yeah. Just do it.
I think Tony would have hustled his way into getting somebody to do his homework.
He would have. Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. Blundetto, pretty much, he's celebrating. He's living on a high in the moment with the guys at the Bada Bing or the casino or wherever they're at. Is there anything I want to add to that?
Nah, not really. Tony just living it up, man. Blowing, I got money to blow.
Yeah.
Bruh,
I'm single. Yeah. I'm single. I ain't got no wife. I'm here.
I'm single. I ain't got no wife. It's crazy. I was just walking to the street when I found the money with my wife. But right now, I ain't got no wife.
You either single or you married, man.
Right now, I ain't got a wife.
Hey, I got this chick right here with my arm around her. She ain't got no shirt on, no bra on. Like, yeah, this is my girl for the night.
Yeah.
Shout out to Paul Pierce. Remember Paul Pierce was on KG shit saying there's a
that nigga
website you can rent a girlfriend for the day. That's
Bro,
what Tony B did. Tony find a girlfriend for the night.
Paul Pierce. Oh man, Paul Pierce. Anyways.
Ain't paying for everything, man. Champagne, all this.
Yeah, he going crazy, like
blowing the bag. 12K, brother, is not a lot. Even in 2000, whatever.
Still,
not a lot of bread.
I'm not blowing 12K.
He could have blew that night.
Bro, I might. The
way he was acting with 12K frustrates the shit out of him.
Bruh, I might blow 5. If I'm going like crazy, I just got out of prison, I might blow 5K. Like I'm just like, all right, man, I'm living it up. I'm getting the top tier drinks. I'm getting the top tier clothes, whatever. But like, I'm not
top tier horse,
bruh, all that. But I'm not blowing 12,000. Talking about, I got 400 left. Dollars?
You think I'm stupid? I got 400.
You are all right, man. Yeah, bro. Exactly. Like that. Spike's reaction is exactly what I was saying. Like, are you serious,
bro? He was wild.
He was. But yeah, Carmella. I think I missed this. Okay, so Carmella is on a date.
This is disgusting. This is disgusting. This is sick.
Carmella's what?
That they're them feeding each other and messing up, getting it on each other's mouths. Like that's some shit you do when you 40 years in the game together, man. Don't do this with this stranger that you really don't care about.
No nigga.
See, this is where I some confusion because right after that, you get Carmella staring out in the yard, and she's like not even looking at the food or the potato or whatever she's peeling. She's locked in like I'm really into dude. So
I think she. I told you I thought she was.
See, that's
she don't know him well enough to be acting like all that. But
that's why it's so weird. Like I'm confused that. Like I think Wegler's all the way in until he realizes like, oh, okay, you want some act right,
It's
but
beautiful.
For her, I'm confused that what are you trying to accomplish here? Do you want the dude or do you want the thing that he can give you as far as AJ? Because this moment right here is like weird.
I think she's willing to play the role as much as she needs to.
And I love Go ahead, my bad, Spike.
Nah, if we got to do this whole thing where I act like I like you and we feeding each other cake, then yeah, that's cool. But she's willing to play that role as much as she needs to play it.
I love the metaphor, the symbolism of she's staring out at the crib and you got Tony in the shadows. No matter what you try to do, no matter where you try to go, I'm
here.
Like my reach is so strong that no matter where you go, you know what I mean? My word gonna find you there.
When you start eating duck.
Yeah, that's a great point. That is a really good point. That it being in the shadows, and that's an intentional thing. I think you nailed that, Rich. Again, like I part of me is like I hear what you're saying, Spike, but a part of it is like if you're like, hey, this is the plague, you're not looking off in the like you're looking off like somewhere over the rainbow. Like she's like all the way locked in on whatever she thinks she's seeing. So it's like if you're making a play, you're not just staring off like in the La La Land. So it's like there's a part of it, but then it's like she's going back and forth with I like dude, but also do I want to take care of my son as far as grades go, college prospects. That's where it's like I don't know if they really made that clear for me. I think
it could just be to her freedom. Like, I'm happy I can just able to do what I want to do and just feel how I want to feel. And I really can't believe how naive Carmella is when they find that paper from the girl 3 years ago. And Tony makes a comment like, "I'm surprised considering how tight he is with money." She's like, "Oh, you think he bought this? Like, what part of the game is that? You don't know this is a thing?
Yeah,
kids buy papers all the time."
Facts.
That's good. So, is there anything I want to add to that when Tony pulled up? Obviously, like you said, he was in the shadows. We got to talk about the phone call. See, that's why I said Wegler was really into it. Like, because at one point I thought like, oh, he's trying to play his own game. But I'm like, no, he's really into it. He calling her in the morning. He like, yo, what you got on? Like, he definitely about to get the Jergens and pull up the site.
Yeah, I'm afraid now's not a good time. I'm serious. I want to know. Like, yeah, he said getting the Jergens is crazy.
Yeah, getting the Jergens is crazy.
She trying to brush him off. That's a terrible feeling. When you reminded that you the side nigga and like you try to call your boo, like hey, what's up? What you got on? Oh yeah, I gotta go. It's not a good time. Yeah.
Oh, it's even worse later. It's even worse later, nigga. Like you're absolutely right. It's even worse later though. It's like whoa, wait. But yeah,
facts.
Anything you want to add to that, Spike?
And then Tony's reaction, of course. I'm not gonna say the word.
Yeah,
I'm good.
What he want? What that guy want?
Yeah,
fact.
It's crazy. But Tony getting dressed and just hopping in the pool. You did not come over here with trunks. You're in boxers with the whole dingo and everything under that joint, and you dropping in my pool. Hey, get out of my pool.
He better than me. I would have did it butt naked. He better than me. I would just butt naked jumping.
You are a wild boy. Going to your separated wife's house. That was your house, and jumping in the pool. This nigga, he jumped off the diving board.
Bro, he better than me.
He didn't even just like get in like on some subtle, like, yeah, I'm just gonna get in here and get cool real quick. This nigga did it with excitement.
I still pay the bills here. Hey. Everything over here is because of me. Yes, I'm hopping in the pool butt naked, bro.
Tony said a couple of your friends are baloney smoking. So what the fuck is going on this episode, bro? They out here wild with it.
They definitely wilding, bro. We go to the next scene. Blundetto is with the fellas. He get a whole new suit. He got the new shoes to match with the suit. They acknowledge it. Looking like a clown right here. Looking mad lame right now. That
suit is awful. That's Blundetto.
But again, he's a guy that's fresh out of prison, so I give him a break. Like, you ain't been aware, really. Just like that suit you wore at Vesuvio's. You had the Grand Theft Auto Vice City suit on. You didn't really know. So I give him a break there. He didn't really know.
Nigga, Eugene said the only thing I ever found in the street was my first wife.
On to the streets. Hey, that's crazy.
Shout out to Eugene, man.
Shout out to Eugene, man. Pontecorvo. Wegler tries to get,
Hey man, hold on, time out, man. I'm sorry. We gotta point out all the racist shit this episode.
Okay.
They at the blackjack table. Dealer has 20. Chris comes over and says, man, I just got beat up in craps. How y'all doing? And Paulie says Pocahontas here is scalping us. Come on, man.
Right. Pocahontas.
Calling that woman Pocahontas to her face is wow. Like the racism this episode was insane.
How she looked at him. How she looked at him when she dropped the cards down, like, I'll beat y'all bitches. That goes to it, too.
Yeah, hilarious. Do better.
Yeah, fuck y'all racist.
Yeah, man. Pocahontas. Come on, bro. Stop it.
We get to the next scene.
That's a good call out for Rich.
There's a great call out. Yeah, the Pocahontas. So we get to the next scene.
Now, this is where shit would have ended with me. If I'm Wegler, it's over.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. Facts.
Yeah.
Never hearing from me again.
The only reason that, all right, well, so Wegler tries to get it popping with Carmela, but she's focusing all on Tony's grades, and then she's doing the fake, so what is wrong with me? I'm sleeping with this teacher, this whole thing, and she gets out of there and she's leaving on a rainy night or whatever. But the only reason I think Wegler was still in the pursuit is because, like, Carmela get busy. That's pretty much what I think. That's the only reason I think he's still doing that. And he's a lame nigga. Like, so, all those factors matter.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I think that he's still.
It's the first time he had some Carmela snatch.
Yeah, that Carmela probably like better than he probably dealt with some really boring, educated. Not that educated women are not attractive, but like educated women that probably don't have a fieriness about them. And Carmela is deal with a mob dude, so she knew I got to do a lot to please Tony. And I think
she put that wop on him.
She put the wop on him. I mean, hey, I could have said it better myself. You know what I'm saying?
She put that wop on
pretty
him.
much was what I was saying. Like he took the words right out of my mouth. Shout out to Spike. So that's pretty much what I'm saying. Like that excitement. That's why he calling in the morning. Like, hey, yo, what you got on? Nobody calls the chick in the morning saying what you got on. You got morning breath. You got night clothes on.
Unless you put that wop on you.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why he going through the lengths he about to go through. But yeah, she pretty much does all. She fakes it out, and this is where I knew. I said, "Oh, Carmela is really the finesse is in," because there's not a world that I'm going to be intimate when I was not married. Like intimate with a woman where I'm going to be bringing up side conversations in the moments of we're about to have a moment. That's how I knew. I said, oh, you want something different. Like, I'm just letting you know. So when I give you this key to unlock this door, I expect a certain expectation for my son. She's crazy, bro. Like, what are you talking, man? Anyways, the next thing we got.
Nah, you ain't about to do so. You ain't about to be out here just acting like you about to give me something and talking about AJ and shit.
Yeah.
Stop.
And you
Stop
trip and you run out.
Bro,
Like
you left me
rain,
on a rainy night.
Rainy night. Like, bitch.
I was waiting for it.
Bitch.
I was waiting for it. I knew it was coming. The Spike Lee signature. I was waiting for it, bro.
Hey, bro.
Gotta be people out there.
Hey, we've been there as men before.
Oh,
all of
man.
us can admit we've been there as men before. You're like, what?
I'm not reaching back.
This is the thing. This is the thing that's gonna like, nah.
There's somebody out there right now listening like that animal Spike Lee.
That animal. That animal Spike Lee.
That animal Blundetto.
Exactly.
This is
good.
like,
that's good.
Yeah, this is one of those moments. Yeah, absolutely, man. You don't stop playing with me, because if you want to see me be rude and really be outside of myself,
you should never came over here.
Yeah, don't build
one of the
me
worst
up
feelings as a
like,
man.
like, come on, man. But they dropped Blundetto off, and again, this is the life. Last night going in, and now this morning they getting steak and eggs.
Steak and eggs, baby.
And Paulie talking about, I'm about to sleep for 14 hours, man. Come on, bro. If that ain't enticing,
you finna go
what
to
is?
Work? You finna go clock in, nigga?
Bro.
What are you doing, bro?
Bro.
How
enticing is that?
Yeah, I'm 100% calling off.
Yeah.
I'm with y'all. Steak and eggs.
I'm not coming in at all, bro. Yeah, catch me tomorrow.
Bro, if I got 12,000.
I might not even call. I'm just not gonna show up.
Yeah.
And I'll see y'all the next day. I'm that fake.
Man, I'm already in the car and we already headed that way. You're like, nah, bro. Fuck that.
Yeah, I'm getting these steak. If
I'm him, ain't dropping me off, bro.
That's what I'm saying. If I'm him, I'm not coming back to Kim's.
Fuck all this
laundry. Yeah, I'll still run your little, your little laundry parlor. I mean, your little.
No, we'll do the massage shit. Yeah,
but I'm done working for you on the laundry. Yeah. Like, I'm keeping that 12, and we gonna roll.
I'm out, bro.
Yeah, bro. I'm not doing
that. And I gotta work in my good shoes,
bro.
Shit that I just paid a arm and a leg for. Nah.
Yeah, he just need a little more guidance, man. Yeah. Wegler tries to get AJ's grade changed.
This is the moment. This is the moment he knew.
Because see, blue balls is a hell of a drug.
Well, but he got a code. Man, gotta have a code, man. He did this because he got left with blue balls, but after he did it, he felt awful because, man, this ain't nothing. Just like Wegler is probably never in his career went to a teacher and asked him to change the grade.
Nah. That's why I said Carmelo.
And he's doing it, and it's because I'm begging his mom.
Yeah.
Like, we gotta keep it a buck. It's not because I really see potential in this kid. If I wasn't hitting Carmelo, I wouldn't care anything about this grade.
Mm-hmm.
Fail this nigga out. I don't care.
Yeah.
But the fact that I'm intimate with his mom and his mom's been in my ear about it subconsciously to the point where, damn, let me see what I can do. Man, I couldn't get no pussy the other day because his mom was worried about his grades. Let me go see this teacher.
Bullshit.
I mean, she cut off the Kung Pao. What you want? I mean, what do you want me to do?
Yeah, man. So he got to come in.
I mean, but that speaks to, like I said, Carmelo probably was getting busy with him. He's not used to that level of excitement. And maybe it may not even be Carmelo's abilities. It could just be the thrill of, this is a mobster's wife that I'm intimate with. And that thrill alone breaks up the monotony or the mundaneness of me just being a school teacher. And that might be the thrill in getting him off. I need to keep on tapping back into that. It could be a plethora of reasons, but yeah, absolutely. Like, he's definitely breaking this code switch, and shout out to Another Week in the Books right here. So, yeah.
Teacher called that nigga Fredo Corleone. Facts. Great comparison to AJ.
Right, yeah. Right on the hey, come on, man. So we get Blundetto, he clocks out, and now he's at the massage parlor, and he's with the twins. They got the Game Boys. He getting them to put the Game Boys up. He gets them beating in the wall. They can't do their homework, so pretty much he let them participate with him. Is there anything else y'all want to add to it?
No.
Yeah, it's yeah. We'll go to the next scene. Carmela comes over, and now she's ready to. I wanna rock with you.
Since you did what I needed you to do,
bro.
Now you can fuck.
That's
I took not only did I get here, I took a shortcut to get here. I made it over extra quick.
Hey, listen.
It's a transaction. I would have respected Carmela if she just said it's a transaction.
Yeah.
Now I got you on the couch. I'm ready to give you
what
neck.
we doing this for? Exactly.
I'm about to serve you a neck dinner on the couch.
Hey, listen, missions happen. You know what I'm saying? Some things happen sometimes. Sometimes. So anyways. So yeah, they have a pillows on.
Got the sweat glistening and shit.
Yeah, the glisten. Like, shouts out to the wardrobe team for like setting it up perfectly because they definitely got it off. This scene looks different to me now. I would speak to it, you know, I never seen it this way, and I was speaking really heavily earlier in this season of our review. And I will say that I got to backpedal a bit because now that I see it, I think that they were totally different in their intention. I said that he's equally as guilty as she is, but I stand corrected. I know Spike was doubling down, tripling down on where I was coming from earlier. I know Rick, you were kind of like in the middle of it, like we just got to wait and see. But I will say that I have to step down on my statement. I see this differently now because
it changes as the episode goes along.
Yeah, because now I'm like, well, he was doing things, but he was just trying to. He actually liked Carmela. Like, you know, he actually like, I like you. I want to be intimate with you. I think we got something. And she just was on. She never let go of the AJ thing. Like, stop talking to me about your son when I got my joint out. Like, why are you talking about him right now? Like, you're naked. We're both naked. Don't talk to me about kids. This is what we're doing. So I stand corrected on what I said. Yeah, I think Carmela is a menace.
But don't he seem much smarter to you than that to finally realize it here? Like, shouldn't he have known that?
No, because she wasn't. She was being lightweight, and then that last time felt like she was so heavy-handed. Now it's like, oh, now I see the plays that you make. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So that's the reason I say that. Anything else? Either one of y'all want to add to this, you know, this big reveal that he yeah.
I just think this was a great scene in the sense of him finally realizing what he was here for, and Carmela, it being brought to her door like, bitch, you ain't slick.
Mm-hmm.
I know what you're doing. I'm up to it, and her being offended in the sense of someone has figured me out. Father Phil, the painting dude, Furio, none of them figured her out. He figured her out, and she was so offended by it. And that's what I love about this scene.
Yeah. Y'all all of a sudden like watching.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. And I'm in agreement for the record. Like I said, it changes as the episode goes on. It's very evident that Carmela was doing this for AJ. However, do you think it's just one of those things like Carmela just can't help it? Like she maybe really liked Wegler, but she can't help it. Like she can't help bringing up AJ. She can't help bringing up council meeting, right? Patty D'Amico brought these in, right? Like just I can't separate school from like. And I guess the point is, if Wegler was someone else, it had no connection with the school, maybe she still would have been bringing up AJ, even though he don't know AJ, don't know nothing about him. I don't know, but I do believe that I'm going to help my son. My son has no chance of going to college at all. You're the best chance. I'm going to go ahead, as Spike said, I'm going to be a hoe for my son. I'm going to go ahead and let this nigga hit. So now after we get finished, that's the thing that really upsets me about this whole scenario. Like, Carmela, you ain't even wait until we, like, you know, got clothes on or we, you know, maybe put on a movie. Like, we still sitting here, man. I just nutted. Like, I'll just let that shit go. Yeah. And you up here talking about, do you think AJ can get into Union College? Do you think maybe you can bring up his ADD and that help him out? Like, what? Like, all right, now I know 100% what you want. And Wegler, I ain't mad at him. You gotta put that robe on. Like, listen, you ever eating my chocolate with that big ass grin on your face? Like, get the fuck out of
here. Like
maybe we should take a time out.
Yeah. He was essentially like, I'm too smart for this.
Yeah, like stop.
I'm too smart for this bullshit. Yeah.
And he felt guilty, like I said earlier. Like, man, I really went up and I pressed dude about this grade. And now every single time you get a chance, you bring this nigga up. She talking about what this got to do with us. What you mean? Yeah. You the one that asked me to go to his teachers, ask him what he can do.
I feel like she's seen Tony do this so much that it rubbed off on her in some subtle way. Where it's like I've seen, like we see season 1 where AJ had a bad grade, and the teacher's car got stolen, and so he had Big P and Paulie get the car back, and they got his grade up. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like some subtle way it's embedded in her because she's always known Tony to get certain things off. You know what I'm saying? She literally was a part of moving stuff around when they were doing the raids. You know what I'm saying? So she's so familiar that it may be embedded. But it is just weird. It's like, okay, I feel like the first time, okay, I got it in. I basically got to get it in outside of Tony just to do that. Now the second time, okay, now I'm over that. Let me get what I can get out of it. So, you know, yeah, I agree with everything I was saying. Absolutely.
And I think it was so cheap on her end to be like, oh, you better watch your step.
Yeah.
That was cheap.
I'm so
like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
I'm so glad. Yeah, you ain't about to do shit. Because what you gonna do? Tell him you gonna tell on me to tell on you?
Yeah, that part.
You feel me? You gonna tell on me to tell on you? Stop it. You ain't doing none of this.
Facts.
I'm glad that one of my greatest strengths, as far as like an attribute, is self-awareness. Because it looks crazy when you don't have self-awareness. Like looking at Carmela in this scene is wild. Like when Wegler says, I don't know how else to say this, but you're a user. And her reaction to me, even to what you just said, Spike, like watch your back. Like you being in such disbelief, like brother, like do I need to lay out this whole timeline of what's been going on? Are you that unself-aware that you don't even know what you've been doing it? Like it was wonderful, in fact. Like you know what I'm saying? It was. I mean, it is, but all that shit, bro. Like, come on, let's stop it. That's what people do. She said it. That's what people do. Like when people that you care about, you do things for them. And nigga turned around and looked at her like, what? She talking about this hurts. Bob, this hurts.
Bro.
You can put your clothes on and get the fuck out.
Bitch broke my lamp and everything. Bitch, get out of my house.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Coochie was mid anyway.
Nah, they definitely was mid.
How dare you talk to me that way?
That nigga was calling in the morning. It definitely was mid.
Nah, it was mid because he
was calling in the morning. Ain't no calling in the morning, bro. I just seen
it wasn't mid. If it wasn't mid, he would have never brought none of this shit up.
Well, she got him getting out of character. I feel like he's a guy that
bro. If she had good pussy, he would have never brought none of this shit up. He would have just kept
he would have been knocking that out till the wheels fell off.
But since it was me,
he would have went to that teacher and said, if you don't give a change his grade, I'm firing you.
Bro. Come on. Since it was me, immediately after the last time that he fucked, he was like, "Man, you know what? This ain't even worth all that."
Yeah, this shit, that juice ain't worth the squeeze. This shit ain't even.
I ain't even gonna hold you, bro. Like,
yeah, man, neck trash, neck trash, coochie mid. Like this shit ain't even. And we all been there too. As men, we've all been chasing that chick that we wanted. We finally get it. Like, oh man, this ain't even what I thought it was.
And you're like,
the big reveal. It's like
you bring too much of a headache to my life for what you're giving me.
Facts, bro. You keep talking to me about your son and all this bullshit you got going on, and the pussy not even worth that. Like, I'm gonna let you go on and get up.
Y'all kept it a beam. I appreciate y'all. Y'all kept it a beam, man.
Yeah, man. You strong on me. You strong arm to me using the only weapon that you have, your pussy.
And that shit ain't even worth it.
Telling somebody
and that shit. I'll look at Carmelo and say, and that shit trash.
Back to back, I like that, Rick. I'm gonna get back to that for the record.
That's why now I know why. I might have got even more even. That's why Tony cheat. Shit trash.
Yeah. All right, we ain't gonna do that. We ain't gonna do
I know.
that.
I fuck with.
That's why I got Gloria and all these other chicks.
Nah, Gloria is different. Like, Gloria was like, hey, listen.
Nah, I'm fucking with you, man. But it really was.
That's a good. That's good. That was a good. Like you was cooking right there.
All right, and I love how Wegler kept the buck with her. I pretend like you don't know what I'm talking about, man. Play dumb if you want to.
Yeah, right. Like, I don't even care. And that's another reason how I know it was me. Like, bro, I don't even care.
You
like,
left me blue balls.
This shit that I'm saying. Yeah, like,
you left me with blue balls the other night in the rain. And then when I did something what you needed, you came back.
Got
Go ahead,
bro. My man's is an academic. He won't even get that much pussy. He was like, this little shit right here, I ain't even finna go out of character for this. Like, nah, you good. If you don't want to come back, cool. I'm good. I'm gonna give you the real with it, and you out of here, and I'm out of here.
But she killed her whole argument because you're talking about, oh, this book was way over my head. Oh, I'm a big mouth. You're into women. Like, she did all of this downgrading of herself already. And so by the time we've gotten in a few times, now I'm looking at you like, oh, you really are a bird. Like, I'm not, because you've said it already. You're a bird. Point. Like, you downplayed yourself already.
And your pussy not good. You're a bird and the pussy not good.
Damn Kung Pao.
Like, get up out of here, bro. Yeah, ain't no Kung Pao pussy here.
Yeah. Man, y'all. Hey, welcome to Good Earners. We go to the next scene, man. We get the card game with the boys.
And
we find out Blundetto pretty much blew majority of his 12,000. I don't have nothing else to add to that scene.
Stupid, I still
say 400. You nigga, bro.
Hey, running through 12K in a weekend is crazy.
In a weekend, that was it? I thought I didn't know how long it was.
So I said, Mo, like that 12K wasn't gonna last long. Like you can't. Like your best move, honestly, is to take 5 bands of that and invest it somewhere. Like pay a few bills, take maybe half of it, invest it, put it somewhere that you can't touch, and maybe grow you some money. And then if you need to blow the rest because you just got out of jail and you don't know what it's like to spend bread like that, go ahead and do it. But to lose all of it and really have nothing to show is crazy.
Bro.
12K and 12K it's not a lot of money.
It was more in the early 2000s, but still not enough to where you just on some.
Yeah, you ain't rich.
Nigga act like he hit the lottery, bro.
He did.
That shit was crazy.
He definitely did. We go to Blundetto and he goes to the laundry work and we see him in his good shoes. Then we transition back to the
probably thinking to himself like, man, I just had 12K. That shit,
bro. The massage parlor, and he's spiraling at this point. Again, this is supposed to make us believe that Blundetto was like this back in the day, but again, it's the wrong actor. He's a cartoon to me. Anything that stands out to y'all with this fight scene?
I gotta disagree with you there, bro. I think he does a good job in this. He's a good working man transitioning to I ain't got nothing else other to do than this. This is my life. Like it reads very well as a viewer for him to be like, I'm trying to do the massage therapy shit. I'm trying to listen to Kim. I'm trying to do all these right things, and none of that shit is working for me. So you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna be a gangster. Like I think that shit plays out very well for me.
See, I agree with you. I think when it comes to that, like that, you're absolutely right. The regular man of it, but the problem is we have the origin that's been revealed to us, and that's the problem for me. Always, it's like I don't believe the origin. If he just came on the scene, possibly thinking about the mob, but like he was almost there before, and this nigga was a menace. So much of a menace, he went to prison for 15 years. So that's why I'm like, that's always the struggle. I believe like the working man, the washed, I'm over this. I'm trying to be legit. I don't want to go back to prison. All that makes sense. But I have the history. So that makes it hard to believe who you are now because it doesn't resonate for who you were. And that's always going to be my issue. But you're on, like, I believe all of the regular civilian stuff with Blundetto, believe it. It's just the past is the problem for me. Anything I want to add to this fight scene or anything with him? Wes Caldwell.
He just, I mean, that's a direct result of being frustrated with his life. That's all that was. He was frustrated with himself. That's why he fought him. I'm about to do the voice, man. Let me stop.
Oh, man.
Hey,
the Wes Caldwell?
Yes, man. I had to catch myself. When Tony did it, wait.
West Caldwell. wow, man. Like, why did y'all write this? Why did y'all write this?
No, man. I'm not gonna do the voice. Imitating, killed the whole time.
Yeah,
Just that frustration. Like,
man, dog.
He stopped, bro. Like,
yeah, no, but because that's what you like. You getting in the petty bag where I'm mad at whatever you say. I'm correcting you, like. So, but yeah, the scene was funny. I won't take nothing away from the scene. The scene was funny or whatever.
Yeah,
but
and all he did was say we opened in 3 days. So I ain't looked at his face for a second. Man, fuck you. I'm about to
yeah, he was already over. But it wasn't even about him. It was just about
it had nothing to do with it.
Right. Last couple scenes, Carmela's on her soapbox talking to her dad about, saying that she was dating and he called her a user. And then lastly, Blundetto meets with Tony at Vesuvio's and basically says he wants back in. Anything I want to add to those last two scenes?
Let's see.
Got to be a civilian, but I can't do it. I'm about this life.
Can't do it, bro.
Put me in, coach.
I need back in.
Yeah, just when I thought I was out,
they put me back in.
I mean,
you feel me? Okay.
Shout out to Godfather Part 3.
Yeah, man, come on.
I know it gets a lot of hate.
It do, but I'm gonna check it out one day.
Got some good moments. You never seen it?
Nope, I haven't.
Definitely not like the first two for sure. But it's got that.
I've heard that
quote came. That quote came from Godfather Part 3. It's a lot of quotables, but it's not the same.
See, a lot of people hate Godfather 3. I just see it differently. I think it was misunderstood. Shout out our nigga, man.
End of the episode.
From the first episode. From the first season. Sorry. But that is our episode, man. We thank y'all for tuning in. But before we leave out of here, we like to leave with our rankings. So without further ado, Spike Lou, how do you rank the episode? Is it a just another envelope, a good earner, or a made episode?
Good. This is a good earner episode.
Okay. Fair enough. Rich.
Saying good earner. It's not a made, but it's a lot of conversation, a lot of events take place to where you can't call it just another envelope. Very entertaining. Gotta give it a good earner.
Not bad. This is just another envelope for me. I love Carmela as a lead character, but when you have an episode that's focused around Carmela or AJ or Blundetto, you're never going to get a good earner from me because y'all can't sell it enough. I won't say that with Carmela. Carmela, you can sell me on a good earner. I probably have ranked that, but like you had to split the time between Carmela and Blundetto. And Blundetto, I just don't believe his character. So it's going to always, you can't get enough out of me. So this is just another envelope. Spike Lou. Who gets the good earner chain from this episode? Who's the MVP? Who you feel like got the W on this episode?
What's the professor name?
Wegler.
It's Wegler for me. Man.
That's a good pick.
Yeah, I think it's Wegler. He called Carmela out on her bullshit and was able to, you know what I'm saying, keep it.
Yeah.
It's Wegler.
Yeah, Kepic G. Rich.
So it's more attractive when you hold it down.
Stop playing, man. Come on.
Good earner for this episode's AJ.
Oh, okay. Why is that?
AJ because he got advanced in school. Because the mom was giving that thing up.
That's crazy, yeah.
It's a cheap one, man, because he did have a rough start to the episode. But he got to move back in the crib, got back to his like familial bearings, get the cereal he wanted, get the juice that he wanted. He got roughed up a little bit by Tony at the beginning, but now I'm back home. I can be back on my bullshit. I got a teacher to change my grade to help me get into college because, my mom's a strong arm, the Professor Wegler with the only tool that she has. Shout out to AJ, man, for coming up and doing nothing. For him being a loser, it's a pretty good outcome for him.
That's a fair pick. I'm going Carmela, man. Carmela has been pump faking for 4 seasons and finally got it off confidently. We seen it could have been with Vic. We seen it could have been with Father Phil. We seen it could have been with Furio. We find out her with the tennis instructor. We find out like a couple of different things. The other people that wasn't like notable, but like there's been moments for a while of her leaning into that. So she finally got it off. She finally, got her rocks off with somebody outside of Tony. And this is the second lover that she's been with. So I think that's that. I mean, it didn't end the way she wanted, but she did get something out of the deal other than, climaxes. She actually got something changed for her son. So I got to give it to Carmella. It didn't land where she wanted it, but, it got busy. She's seen what life could be like without Tony. Spike Lee, who get the Broken Balls Award for this episode. Big as hell.
The Broken Balls Award for this episode goes to also Wegler. For him,
wow.
Yeah, same thing in a sense of I gave him props for also being that extra douchey ass, oh, I expect the pussy and I expect you to like me type of character. I didn't like that. So I'll go with Wegler too.
That's not bad. You might make me sway where I'm going with it. Rich, who gets the Broken Balls Award?
Carmella was going to be my choice, but it's really Tony B. A lot of loser behavior from Tony B this episode. It started off well, but him finding that money, the way he blew the money, just wasn't very becoming. Like, it just means that it just shows me that you're not ready for. You're not as serious as you talk. You talking that game, and you taking this high road, and I want to do this, Tony, or I want to be the. I know you don't like the fact that I'm a civilian now, but bro, you ain't really never want to be it. As soon as you get a taste of the action, you quickly back in. You're not disciplined. You ain't really about this life. You blew all that bread. You fucked up the business opportunity you had with Kim. Scraped up your leg, all that type of stuff. Man, it was just a bad episode. It got him back into life. But everything that you thought about Tony B was quickly found out to be not true. Like, no matter how you try to cover it, like, you still just another, monster.
Facts.
Yeah, I'm going Kim. Kim took the biggest L. He had faith in Blundetto. You thought he was like, the rest of y'all Koreans as far as having a side hustle, and then while he's setting up the business, you pull up, he's telling you about West Caldwell. Then you niggas is having a Mortal Kombat fight. Having a Mortal Kombat fight to the death. So Kim for sure. Like that he definitely took the biggest L to me, this Broken Balls Award. What's your favorite line of this episode, Spike Lee?
Kung Pao Coochie, man.
Come on, bro. That might be shirts coming soon. No, that is funny, bro.
Mine was Kung Pao Coochie, man.
Yeah,
when Chris was talking about your man daughter and her coming to the spot.
That's crazy.
It's definitely that one.
What about you, Rich? What's your favorite line?
Real quick, I just got reminded of this. Like, Wegler, after the first time him and Carmella had sex, Wegler asked her, "How was it?" Anytime you ask a woman, that's your answer right there. The fact that you had to ask, bro, you ain't put shit there.
You never gotta ask, bro.
Yeah.
If I put it down, I ain't gotta ask.
I ain't gotta ask shit.
Fair enough, yeah.
You ain't gonna be awake for me to ask. Knock the fuck out, laid out. Favorite line of the episode. There's a few of them. One that I actually use a lot in regular life is Chris's line. Fear knocked at the door, Faith answered. There was no one there. I just always like that when he said it to Blundetto when he was doing his flashcards.
Yeah.
I like Tony's line. This is demoralizing that a son of mine would even consider calling in the authorities. But my favorite line, and it's super random, we didn't discuss it in the episode, but it was from Paulie. When they were in Satrial's, Paulie asked Tony, he said, "Why you want to do this shit? So you can touch a bunch of strangers?" That shit, for some reason, the fact that Paulie delivered it the way he said it, like, why you want to do this shit anyway? So you can touch a bunch of strangers? I just thought that's hilarious. I laugh every time it comes up. That's my line of the episode. But it was a true Paulie. Only Paulie would ask a question.
That's good. Let me see. I'm gonna get this in here so you can touch a bunch of strangers.
Why you want to do this shit anyway?
Remember Pearl Harbor.
That's shit wild.
In your line, it came from Christopher.
Yes.
Let me make sure I get that right.
Yeah, that's what I tried to steer away.
Kung Pao Coochie, bro.
I mean, y'all got great ones, but obviously we know what the actual best line of the episode is. You used.
Yeah, that should have. Yeah, that could have been mine too.
You used the only. What do you say?
You use the only weapon that you have.
The weapon. That's I'm about to say power. You use the only weapon you had. Your pussy.
You said it's a matter of fact too.
Like like in an educational way. Like, so that's my line. You used the only weapon you have. And lastly, Spike Lee, what's your favorite moment?
My favorite moment of this scene is at the end when he was telling him, I want to get back in, bro. Fuck all this bullshit. Yeah. I ain't trying to do all the massage shit. Yeah, you said you want me to run the airbag shit. Yes,
it's hard to work for people that ain't family.
Yes, that's my favorite moment.
That's good.
That's a quote too. Man, this is tough because it's definitely Carmela based. It might be the combination of the Father Phil scenes between those and Wegler telling her about herself at the end. I'm gonna go with the combination of the Father Phil scenes. They're so petty and they're so perfect. Yeah. They're not meaningful. They don't really mean much in the grand scheme of things, but I love the reaction in both of them. Like I said, I would slap the dog shit out of Father Phil, but it is funny and entertaining to watch. And I just thought those were always moments that I enjoyed when I watched this episode. But like I said, it's the Wegler telling Carmela about herself. Strong nominee as well.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Lastly for me, mine's is Tony checking AJ for breakfast. Like, let's get this right out the way real quick. I'm gonna choke you up. I'm dumping your bowl. I'm dumping your bowl in here. Like, stop playing with me. We ain't doing none of that, bro. Like, don't ever address me being drunk. That ain't none of your damn business. So
yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah, so that's my say.
That's father mode right there.
Yeah, that resonates so deeply for me. Yeah, I just don't understand. But yeah, that I appreciate that. But man, we thank y'all for tuning in. We're glad that we came back. We're gonna continue to be consistent and keep putting out this work. So we thank y'all for all y'all that emailed us, DM'd us, wherever y'all reached out. We thank y'all for tuning in, and we also thank y'all for listening to our episode. Keep doing what y'all doing, and remember, don't forget about it.